2007 semi-final night in front of 75,000 at the MCG was not a match Hawthorn would like to remember. The Hawks went in as favourites against the Roos, but they copped the harsh lesson, beaten soundly by 33 points and producing an undisciplined performance that saw Luke Hodge suspended for 1 match, Jordan Lewis for 2, Shane Crawford for 3. But with a new year and seemingly a newfound maturity, the Hawks today have the chance to make amends. Out they come onto the Telstra Dome surface for this round 3 clash, with a team against a team they've really struggled to beat. They've lost 7 of their last 9 against the Kangaroos. Today, though, we will get a real indication as to whether they have arrived as a football side. As I say, hello and welcome to the Dome. It's the rivalry round. It's round 3, North Melbourne versus Hawthorn. I reckon it's going to be an exciting and an intriguing afternoon, Luke Darcy, for a few reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. I think most people would expect the Hawks with their sheer talent. We look at Franklin, we look at Mitchell and Hodge, and we say there is so much ability there. But the Kangaroos, if you underestimate them, you do it at your own peril. As they run out here now, they are such a committed unit. I'm expecting this to be a close game. And
they're really Hawthorn's nemesis.
They've had a great record over them. They beat them soundly in the final, as you said before, quarters. Also in round 17, they won by 37 points. They match up well. They'll come here and really expect to win today.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The Kangaroos are very confident before the game, so I guess time will tell. They were a bit shaky round 1, weren't they? But they were businesslike last week against the Tigers.
Yeah, got themselves back on track. Corey Jones was outstanding with 7 goals. They're just a solid unit. They don't make too many mistakes.
Is Farino the man for Buddy?
Well, good luck. I think that's the toughest job in the game at the moment. I reckon he'll get Buddy Franklin. He's a committed player, Michael Farino. He'll get that job, and that'll be the matchup of the game. The whole Kangaroos defence will really need to play well. Josh Gibson may play on Tim Boyle. And then the other matchup is Franklin. I think Lee Brown might come in and do that job at some stage. If you look at the centre line, Harvey Simpson and Shannon Grant, that's as much talent as you would want. I think Simpson may go to Sam Mitchell in a one-on-one contest, which would be great to watch. Half-forward line, fantastic to see Nathan Thompson.
Moving well too.
Yeah, really doing well from his knee injury. Brady Rawlings will be looking for Luke Hodge, no matter where he is on the ground. And at full forward, Corey Jones, he played so well last week with 7 goals. Lee Harding and also Anthony Edwards, plenty of talent and skill up there. Hamish McIntosh. You
love McIntosh, don't you?
He's a great player. He's got a big engine. I think in a couple of years' time, he may be the dominant big man in the game. Wells and also Harris there as an on-ball brigade. Interchange bench, Sam Power, the ex-Bulldogs, Swallow, Hale and Campbell make up the lineup for the Kangaroos.
Well, back to that semi-final. Brett Harvey that night, boy, did he cop a belting. But he was outstanding on the night. He didn't take a backward step. He showed class and courage and led the way for the Roos.
Oh, look, he's a superstar player. You forget he's almost the smallest player in the competition. Nothing surer than that was a set play to try and put him in the gun. Didn't faze him at all. He went on to have a great afternoon. He's just a consistent, solid performer. He'll remember that from the final. He'll come out and be ready to play today.
Well, let's have a look at the Hawthorn team. Campbell Brown there. He's back in the team after one of the players had copped a suspension. He, of course, got his in the NAB Cup. But let's just see who Brown picks up today. I reckon he might get Jones.
Yeah, I think that's a matchup you'd expect. Stephen Gillen down there. He may get Nathan Thompson and Guerra and also young Tom Murphy. There's Campbell Brown at centre-half back. I love the way he plays. He's aggressive and tough. All-Australian defender from last year. As you said, quarters probably will get Corey Jones. Sam Mitchell, Clint Young. He's been in fantastic form, Young. Mitchell and Simpson is the matchup I'm hoping to watch today. That'll be a great duel. And also Jordan Lewis there on the wing. Chance Bateman, Tim Boyle, and Michael Osborne's form quarters has been outstanding.
In the first 2 weeks, yeah.
As a defensive forward, he's really made himself a spot in the side. Cyril Junior Boy Rioli, he's the player that I love. He's made a big impact on the competition early. Roughhead and the superstar Buddy Franklin, worth your ticket price alone just to come and see him play. Simon Taylor's pushed himself up into the #1 ruck role. Sewell and Luke Hodge, he will get Brady Rawlings, don't worry about that. And I expect some niggle between those two. Xavier Ellis, Tuck, Robbie Campbell will come into the ruck, and also Cameron Stokes for the Hawks.
Well, you mentioned Hodge. You got a week for striking rulings in that semi-final, and the return bout today has been spiced up with claims by Hodge that Rawlings, well, dogged on him at the tribunal after that incident in the semi-final. Rawlings thrashed him that night, 27 disposals to 8. It'd be a really feisty contest, I reckon, that one.
Normally an unwritten rule that you go to the tribunal and look after each other. Perhaps those days are gone, and there will be some fireworks. He's got a short fuse, Luke Hodge, and this man here, he can get under the skin of anyone. Brady Rawlings,
the best in the business, isn't he?
And don't worry about it. He'll be setting himself. He'll have thought about it all week. Looking forward to that today.
Well, Corey Jones, as you said, best on ground last week with 7 goals. Lance Franklin, 10 goals in his first 2 matches. Who will get the duties on them today? We'll find out next. It's rivalry round. Action from the Telstra Dome. The Roos up against the Hawks.
Franklin sizes them up from 48. through one, past another, Winston style. Got Mark Jones. You know where the big sticks are there. Chips into Jones, who's firing, Furling. Lance Franklin strolls in. Don't you love him? Corey Jones runs in for number 4. To Franklin, that's as good as it gets. He's going to be bringing people to the football for a long, long time, Lance Franklin. Sends it long. Edwards in the box seat. Big try. One of the marks of the year. Clearance is 7 for the Kangaroos. What a magnificent soaring man, bringing back memories of Phil the Snake Baker.
Welcome back to the Telstra name. Aaron Edwards saving some of his very finest work for the Hawks. That's one of the reasons these North Melbourne people think that they have got Hawthorn's measure. It is a very spirited rivalry, as much off the deck as there is on. We've already seen what happened in that final last year. Membership was interesting during the week. Both posted record figures. Hawthorn posted a fantastic all-time record of 33,500. Half an hour later, the Kangaroos, as if inspired by that, put out their own press release trumpeting to the world that 30,000 membership mark had been broken for the first ever time. The roof is open. This does promise to be a very spirited game, Chris O.
Yes, thanks, Andy. And it looks as though Josh Gibson, with the initial role on Lance Franklin, did a great job in last year's semi-final, and another big job for the Kangaroo defender this afternoon.
And Rawlings straight into Hodge, and Hodge straight into Rawlings.
Well,
there's a shot.
Big challenge for Luke Hodge. Rawlings towed him up in the semi-final, and Luke Hodge won't like that for a second, so he'll be looking to certainly turn the tables this afternoon. And there's another interesting matchup. Lewis coming back from suspension against the gun Kangaroo, Brent Harvey.
And Rawlings kept Nathan Foley to 9 touches last week, so he is just about the best tagger in the competition.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He's the number 1 man for the job, and that matchup will stick for the whole game. Rawlings and Hodge, you'll see that for 4 quarters.
Okay, underway here at the Telstra Dome. What a match it promises to be. Harris with the first possession. Wide to Harvey. Involved early, Brent Harvey. Kick is okay, and the mark's taken by Thomas, 60 from goal.
Oh, Lewis has put down Harvey.
And a bit going on between those two. Umpire says play on. Oh, just sneaking down was Lee Brown, and unopposed. No Hawk was within 10 metres, and he'll kick from 45, and gee, this would be a dream start for them.
Great for his confidence, Lee Harding. He's been out of favour with the Kangaroos, came back in and played well last week. Great start for him.
Yep, 19 disposals last week. In fact, had 12 handball receives and really looked as though he wanted to be in this Kangaroo outfit. This would give them a dream start from 45. Gee, it's a beautiful kick. The goal umpire doesn't move. First blood to North. And their midfield experienced players, and Brent Harvey looks as though he's going to cop it again today, Luke, but instrumental again. And how Lee Brown could be that free, well, Hawk defence have to have a bit of a look at themselves.
Well, interestingly enough, he's lining up on centre wing, and he's a versatile player, has been out of favour, but to get himself forward, get himself free, there he is on Lewis. Lewis, as we know, is going in and picking up Brent Harvey, and that left that man there on screen free, and he got a great start, kicked the first goal.
Do we mention that Murphy's picked up Jones? Which is a little bit of a surprise.
Huge job for Tom Murphy.
So first blood to the Roos. As we start proceedings again in the middle, McIntosh, comfortable tap, snared by Mitchell. He's immediately wrapped up by Rawlings. Umpire lets it go. Lewis back after suspension. Bateman stripped of the footy. There's a free kick, and it's going Hawthorn's way, and it is going to be taken by Bateman. And the Hawks peel off everywhere. Go to the fat side. Here's Lewis. Measures the kick. It's a good one, and it finds Young at half forward, just too far out to score. He gets it moving quickly. Franklin's got to beat about 6 of them. He flies. He bowls over the pack. Good hard attack at the footy, but the Roos went out. Wells has run down. It is
free kick. Free kick.
For in the back or holding the ball?
In the back. It'll come back to Daniel Wells.
Okay, so it's coming back as Osborne and Wells have a box on.
50 metres.
And a 50 for you for high.
So the Hawks, well, they're not backward coming forward early. They're
And Daniel Wells, of course, starred in that semi-final last year. 27, 28 possessions, and another player down.
Yeah, Osborne and Pratt go at it. So there's need about 8 pairs of eyes at the moment, as very comfortably inside 50, taking the uncontested mark, is Nathan Thompson.
Well, I watched him from behind the play, and there's his matchup, which is Gillen. He has going to have his hands full, just pushed off, and there was a double lead from Nathan Thompson. There he was. That's just way too much space this early in the game. 5 or 10 metres. Got to get better than that, Gillen.
So 6 goals in his 2 comeback matches since that knee reconstruction. The former Hawk has kicked the second for the Kangaroos this afternoon.
That job there, Stephen Gillen on Nathan Thompson, is a massive one for the game. They're missing Trent Crowe. He would probably be a better matchup. Still one key defender down, the Hawks.
So back in the centre, Taylor against McIntosh. McIntosh gets it out. Simpson dispossessed. Brown tries to crash through. Couldn't. Bateman, well tackled by Thomas. Osborne, brilliantly tackled by Brown. Pole drove him into the dirt. Harris, ineffective handball. Lewis, Hodge, clever over the top to Bateman. Now is a chance for the Hawks. Great kick from Bateman. And he finds Franklin. Right on the edge of his kicking range. Will kick from pretty much the front of the centre square. And that was better from the Hawks.
Bit of a dive there from Daniel Pratt.
Good tackle that one, wasn't it, by Brown?
So Lance Franklin, 10 goals so far in season 2008 from 55 metres. Thumping kick. Has it got the carry? Yes, indeed. Well done to Lance Franklin.
Lance Franklin kicks his 11th goal for season 2008. It's the Kangaroos 2 straight kicks, Hawthorn 1 straight kick. And what's been a pretty flat chat opening. Plenty happening off the ball. Lots of tags, lots of pushing and shoving. Mitchell, Taylor, they both lose a handle on it. Well done by Brown. He was great last week against the Tigers. Harris to Pratt, who broke the tackle. Now he's got room to use the football. Didn't quite find his target in Hale, though, and cutting that off is Guerra. Guerra short to Ladson. And he'll chip to Bateman. Oh, that's a very lazy kick from Bateman. There's 3 Kangaroos there ready to pounce. Can it make them pay? Harvey plays on. Handball. Wells. Oh, he stubbed his toe. I can't believe it. He ran into an open goal and he stubbed his toe and we'll have a bounce. 25 out. Golden opportunity goes begging.
The Hawthorn players letting him know about it. Oh,
That is extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, it's almost like taking a divot in golf.
I watched Mick McGuan do that about 5 times in a quarter many years ago. Chance now for Taylor. Was pushed in the back, no. The umpire will be forced to call for it.
He had about 400 injections before the game,
didn't he? And the ankle went dead. So Daniel Wells would be disappointed at that. 25 metres from goal. Couldn't capitalise. Big pack of players around the ball. Taylor to do battle with McIntosh. Hale over the top. Lewis tried to come through. Bateman does. Handball was a stray, although he earns the free kick for a high tackle. So Bateman to relieve the pressure around Thomas. And a kick finds Sewell. Of course, best and fairest winner last year, Brad Sewell. 30-06, so great couple of years. Mitchell. Handball back inside. Lewis, look out. Thompson's got him, but he kept his head. Got the back to Mitchell. Pressure, though, coming from Edwards. Bateman. Now Ladson. And they work it out. It was pretty laborious, but they got there. Guerra. Plenty of time. Decides to handball. Birchall. Short. It's okay. Gillam's got it. Kicks inside. Chance for Ellis. Plays on quickly, sets it up. Franklin at the back this time. Well done by Gibson. Protected his teammate McIntosh and enabled him to take the mark.
Pratt over to Swallow. He's run into a couple of Hawks. That's holding the ball. Bateman's got the free kick. Advantage paid. Hawks go inside 50. Here's Franklin against Gibson. Well done by Gibson, but Franklin has a shot and misses. Just corralling there, Gibson. Made sure the angle was tight. Here's the double team. No chance there for Franklin.
We might see a bit of that this afternoon. Hamish McIntosh really pushed hard early. He's going to try and help Josh Gibson out and protect him from Buddy Franklin.
Ferrito with the job on Roughhead. Had his measure too in last year's semi-final. Over the top, power. Oh, not great. Straight to Hodge. And Luke Hodge can start the game here. And he can't. I was going to say start the game in great fashion, but...
Could have run another 20 minutes.
Well, he could have. He had plenty
Easy
of time.
up here, though.
Hits it straight into the post. So another behind to the Hawks.
Well, lucky let off there for the Roos. They lead by 4 points. This is much better from the kick out. Shannon Grant. Wobbly old kick inside 50. It was a good one. It floated to Jones, and he's got the mark. Free kick, whatever you like. And just about in range. He doesn't want to kick it, though. He's going to go short. Unselfish play. And it's marked by Shannon Grant, who's only about 35 metres at worst from goal.
Gee, it's a lethal forward line with the injection of Thompson alongside Edwards and Jones. Then you've got Thomas and Campbell at ground level and Shannon Grant. It's a lethal forward line the Kangaroos have got.
And Nathan Thompson just adds that extra bit of class and strength, and it was a really clever play. Then Anthony Edwards just blocked the footy for Shannon Grant. He's the man that you want, best kick in their side.
Now already averaging 24 disposals this year in his first 2 games. Already booted the 4 goals. So season's off to a good start.
Just saw
And
Travis. Quarters just saw Travis Tuck come onto the ground for the first time today. He's brought his own cheer squad with a very familiar Hawthorn face here to watch him.
His dad played for Hawthorn, didn't he, Andrew?
Great quick kick from Guerra. Finds Lewis. Sneaks along the boundary line and gains a couple of metres at the back. Orioli should have tried to spoil there. Kicked forward though by Hawthorn in any case. And it'll be a free kick.
To be precise, Michael, 426 games and 7 premierships.
Yes, not a bad record, Quarters. So Brady Rawlings looking forward to the matchup with Luke Hodge again this afternoon. He kicks looking for Harvey. Young did enough just to force it over, so a boundary thrown between wing and half forward for the Hawks.
No doubt the instructions as the umpire throws this one back in for Hamish McIntosh are to get back to full back, help out the defence. That's their big worry. Nice tap, nicely done by the Roos from that stoppage. Power, sweeping handles a beauty to Brown right in the middle of the dome. Kicks long, Thompson, one out. Oh. Well done by Gillum, just got a hand on it at the crucial moment. And there's a free kick here, and it's going Hawthorn's way for a high tackle. Must be taken by Birchall. It's the Roos by 5. Here is Tuck, ran himself into trouble, but he had Guerra in support. Now back to Birchall. Kangaroos dropping numbers back across half back, so the Hawks will have to carry. So Bateman, no one on the mark, so off he goes. Couple of bounces, runs to 70 and shorts to Franklin. They won't mind that, the Kangaroos. Quarters, they've made Buddy Franklin push out right on the boundary line, about 45 out now. He's probably good enough to kick this goal, but we had a shot before, and Hamish McIntosh is going to own the corridor and force Franklin, if he wants to win the footy, there he is, push him out wide and make him kick goals from here. So 1 goal, 1 for Franklin. It's a point, so the Roos lead by 4. We'll be going 12 minutes in this first quarter. 3 shots at goal in 12 minutes for Lance Franklin, as Pratt brings it in and finds Ferrito. Wearing, of course, number 11 of Glenn Archer. McIntosh, perfectly placed kick over the top of Stokes. He's working hard, Chriso, pushing back hard and now releasing on the way out. Good work. Now he's got to play on, trying to direct traffic, decides to kick along the line. Petrie the target, and push, he'll get a free kick. So Drew Petrie just forward of the wing, and the Kangaroos an opportunity to push forward. There's Corey Jones wanting the ball deep. Good kick from Petrie in that direction, chipping in front. Simpson couldn't take the mark. Little kick would have been better advised to handball. Coming out Thompson, good little give. Jones, what can he conjure up here? Jones swings it back and hits the post. So after some early goals, in fact 3, a string of behinds from both teams. Clever player, Corey Jones. He's just in a tight situation there, able to sum it up. They've given that role to Tom Murphy. I thought Campbell Brown might have been the favoured choice, but they're backing the young fella in.
Tuck has the football. Leading possession getters for the Roos, 4 each to Harris and Harvey. For the Hawks, 7 to Bateman. Guerra, not a lot on offer. Well, the Hawks still have it deep in their defence. Young kicks to Tuck. Good spoil. Good attack on the footy by Pratt. No free kick. Now it pops up into the pockets, and a good mark taken by Jones. He's such a hard man to match up on, and Jones should go back and kick an easy goal.
Well, in the mix-up there, Clinton Young was the man that had to contest against Jones, and he would have enjoyed that. There's his immediate opponent, Murphy, out on the 50.
He's got great body strength, Corey Jones. He uses his body particularly well, and he's fit and he can run, which makes him such a difficult matchup.
7 goals against the Hawks late in the season last year. Then in the finals he missed because of that foot injury. Back to his best last week with 7 goals against the Tigers, 4 of those in the first quarter. Shouldn't miss from here, Corey Jones. And the Roos get their 3rd.
Yeah, real concerns down here for North Melbourne. Hamish McIntosh, such an instrumental player, has limped off the ground, gone straight to the bench with the physio and the doctor. They're working on the outside of that left ankle at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, gee, he would be a big loss. David Hale in the ruck as a replacement, up against Campbell. Campbell towards Mitchell. Good tackle coming. Ball spills free. Trying to knock it out. Knocked forward by the Kangaroos. And a push in the back. Jones gets it. Murphy not happy, and there's 50.
50 metres.
Yeah, there you go. Demonstrative actions by Thomas Murphy, and that is a gift goal to the Kangaroos. Players are going to learn at some stage, Luke, you can't do it. You just can't hurl abuse at the umpire.
And I think Alistair Clarkson would be sitting in the coach's box, ripping his hair out, giving the job to this bloke, Tom Murphy, and said, you're playing on a man who kicked 7 goals last week. He's a super player. And when you give away a silly 50-metre penalty and an easy goal, makes life tough.
Oh, he kicked 4 in the first quarter last week. He's kicked 2 now. Kangaroos further in front.
Well, Corey Jones just continuing on where he left off last week. A couple of goals. Sorry, Andy, did I interrupt?
Did you see his arm movements there, Cordy? He was just waving everyone away, saying, I've got a good matchup here. Give me space. I'm going to back myself in against Tom Murphy.
So the Roos lead by 17. McIntosh still on the bench getting treatment for that injured ankle. So Hale in the ruck. He's up against Campbell. And there's McIntosh, looks okay. Probably just a restrapping. He'll be out there soon. And there's Rioli, couldn't get it out. Now Hale has a crack. He's getting tackled. So let's have a look at this McIntosh injury. It didn't look like much, did it? It pulled up lame. So we'll start things in the middle once again. Campbell against Hale. Campbell Atachi coming through hard was Hodge. That was unnecessary, and the umpire saw it. That was silly. And a free kick, and rightly so, to the Roos, to be taken by Harris. Nice kick into space, getting there with courage as Brown couldn't take the mark. That was Brown for the Kangaroos. Here's Rioli, clever little tap over the top to Roughhead, who's been very quiet but hasn't had many opportunities. Oh, bang, Harding should have tackled. He tried to bowl over Ellis. They got away with it, the Kangaroos. I think it's a free kick going North Melbourne's way, it is, but Harding didn't have eyes for the ball, just wanted to bowl over Ellis, and it's bounced off him, but it was a hole in the ball free kick going Kangaroos' way anyway. So Shannon Grant's got it. In fact, it was a high tackle.
Don't mind that quarters with a young player, Xavier Ellis. He's got a thin body. I reckon Lee Harding's lined him up and said,
cop this.
Cop this. Welcome to AFL footy.
So Shannon Grant, probably just outside range. Yeah, he's going to do the team thing and kick it into the corner. Should have kicked to the tip of the goal square. Don't know why he kicked it 45 metres out. He should have kicked it 15 metres out. Osborne, good tackle by Wells. It was a ripper. Umpire generously let that one go. And we will have a throw in. Why did he centre at 45 out instead of 20 out or 15?
He kicked it onto a 4-on-1 against as well.
Well, that looked to me like a set play. Almost before the game, he might have teed Petrie up and said, that's where I'm going to kick it. Otherwise, it was the wrong spot to go to.
Franklin, what's he doing back there? Chips it short to Lewis. Franklin continues to run past, so He'll look to get at some stage onto the end of it, but the kick from Lewis is poor. No pressure. Kicks it out on the full.
Hawks are a bit rattled, Chris. Pressure from the Kangaroos is forcing them into error quite regularly at the moment.
Shannon Watt, late inclusion after McMahon pulled out of the side this afternoon. Chance at ground level for Campbell. Good quick hands, but Harris was under pressure. Spills to Harvey. Advantage. Kick towards Thompson. The umpire let it go. And Nathan Thompson moving beautifully up forward there for North Melbourne. And he can kick it a long way. Geez, that's exquisite play, isn't it? Dodging, weaving, and then the poise to steady and find the target, Brent Harvey.
11-6 are the inside 50s in favour of North Melbourne.
So Nathan Thompson to give North a very handy break here from 48 metres. Just offline, so the margin out to an even 3 goals now in favour of North.
So Guerra gets the hurry up, forced to go very short into the back pocket to Ellis. And his kick finds Tuck. Oh, back to Guerra. And that's 50. So Guerra will come up into the middle of the ground. As the Roos once again push plenty of numbers back. There's absolutely nothing on offer. Now he kicks in the direction of Taylor, who's made a good lead. Well done. Big ruckman.
Only problem is there's his man right back on the goal square. So if he pops it up, he'll get it.
Oh, and the lead from Boyle is cut off by Power. And away go the Kangaroos. They're doing it nicely at the moment. Harvey. And a short one finds Thomas. Or is this Campbell? I get them mixed up all the time.
Thomas, you're right, first time.
And he goes short to his skipper. Simpson back to Thomas. We've really got a stalemate at the moment. As Thomas out to the wing, and just lurking in the shadows was Harvey. He chips to half forward. McIntosh pops it over the top to Farito. Good centering kick. Good centering kick. Thompson couldn't take the mark. Well sport by Gillam. They're under the pump here, the Hawks. Grant found some space to Harding. Run down by Sewell. Handball was astray. Pouncing was Edwards. Opportunity for Grant. Throws it on the left to the tip of the goal square. Thompson wrestles with Gillam. Doing the crumbing was Brown. And the Hawks out of danger.
Clever kick from Brown. Cool and composed back there. Off to Ellis now. He hasn't got too much to go to. Eventually kicks short. It's okay. Mark taken by Birchall at half back for Hawthorn. Sewell lurking across the ground. Now Gillam's continued to run from full back. And plenty of time, plenty of space to try and create something here. Calls for Roughhead to come to him. Great work back there by Swallow. And Rawling swoops on the loose ball. Pratt put down by Roughhead. Reload free kick. Don't know there was much in that. Thompson, Swallow. Hoisted high. Big challenge here for Thomas. Such spectacular grab. Just hung in the air. And Lindsay Thomas. There was the put down by Roughhead. As we watch this mark again, he just blocked Ellis while he left and just hung there. And here's a wonderful opportunity to put North 24 points in front. Lindsay Thomas from 40 metres. Across the face and not coming back. So a little wasteful just in the last 3 or 4 minutes, North Melbourne.
Signs are great for the Kangaroos. I mean, Swallow's contest back there on Roughhead, and then the follow-up on a bigger opponent was just sensational.
And they just can't seem to get it past their half-forward line at the moment. The Hawks. Osborne to Lewis. One of 3 Hawks suspended in that semi-final last year. Kicks towards Bateman, who's caught behind, forced to spoil. And another stoppage. It'll be Taylor against McIntosh. Good to see him back out on the ground. Wells did it cleverly against Hodge. Now, can he use it? He does. Good kick into the middle. It's marked by Pratt. He'll want to get things moving quickly and get it up forward to Hale. Oh, he's dropped an absolute soda. Should have done better there, Murphy. Harvey, too quick, too clever. Soccer off the ground. He's missed it. Oh, that would have been a cracking goal. He read it beautifully, Brett Harvey. Just rather than pick it up, he went for the soccer. Didn't quite come off.
Mark there dropped by Hale, but the Kangaroos midfielders are absolutely dominant. Sam Mitchell's on the interchange at the moment. He's played 21 minutes and Adam Simpson has stitched him up. He's only had the one disposal.
Gillum back to Murphy. And North Melbourne just, they're manning up, and pressure through the midfield has been intense, and Hawks really struggling. Brown finds Sewell between halfback and wing. He's got a loose player on the wing, Young. He looks to play on. That's the way Hawthorn are going to get around it. But his kick is poor. Oh, Harris dropped the mark he should have taken. Lets Lewis in. Concedes ground back to Young, who chips straight into Harris, who redeems himself superbly. Daniel Harris drives it back towards Hale and Murphy, and Hale in front. That's a very good mark. And after he let one slip through his fingers a few moments ago. A couple of kicks away from goal. 20 points the margin. The advantage to North Melbourne. There's Edwards. He decides to go beyond that towards Harvey. And ball to the back and over. Not quite sure about the wisdom of that boundary throw in deep in North's forward pocket.
Well, they want some icing on the cake here, Luke, because they've dominated the last 15 minutes, the Kangaroos, but they're only 3 goals in front. I say only, it's still a handy lead, but you would suspect they should probably deserve to be 5 goals in front.
Their setups have been so good. All their pre-game planning, everything has worked to perfection.
Harvey didn't get the free kick. Brown, balked, went for goal and missed another one.
They just look so sharp. I mean, Lee Brown selling the dummy and going around, that happens about once a season. As Brent and Harvey just copped one a little bit high, but everything they've worked on, all their planning so far today has been fantastic.
Young, better kick this time, or Lewis just quite sure. Oh, gee, hang on.
That's stupid. That is just sheer stupidity.
I reckon Pratt just worried him out of that mark. Now, we're going to see a report. You can tell here, Lewis just...
Yeah, well, that's just sheer stupidity. He's just been suspended for that.
Got your kick, go.
Well, they've sucked them in, the Kangaroos. They've come with an attitude. They're going to play them one-on-one.
She's lucky not to be giving away 50 metres there, Jordan Lewis.
Get under their skin. They've been able to get McIntosh back in defence. Simpson on Mitchell's work. Everything going right for the Kangaroos.
Good kick by Pratt in the end under pressure. Lewis charging in power. Dangerous. Gee, gave Young a very good look at it. And this game is really firing up here.
Lewis being dragged, Chriso.
And fair enough too. That kick from Sam Power, as we look at Jordan Lewis saying to Pratt, get up. Well, he whacked him in the guts and he has been reported. But the kick from Sam Power...
Has he been reported? I don't think he has.
No, I'm not sure the umpire took his number.
No.
Doesn't look great on the video, though, as we get another bounce. Plenty of spice in this game. After that semi-final last year where Hawthorn went in very warm favourites. North finished over the top. Simpson gains 20 metres. Now here's the dynamic Thomas, but he allows Rawlings to take it. Thomas will be on the end of this. Wasn't a great handball from Rawlings, and the numbers with the Hawks. Brown, well done. They gang tackled Guerra. Hodge had to concede ground. Brown, not too many options for Campbell Brown, the All-Australian. But he's got time, so he was able to assess things. And the gaps open up to Murphy. Off to Bateman. But everything Hawthorn do is under pressure. Again, Bateman under pressure. Kick towards Petrie, who takes a very good mark between wing and half-back for North.
That's an example of where they set up so well, Chris. I mean, they're forcing them under pressure to kick the footy long, and all the numbers are back there. Petrie's been back. McIntosh has been back across half-back, working beautifully.
One thing they can't afford, North Melbourne, is to allow Hawthorn to kick a late goal against the flow in the last 40 seconds of this quarter.
Birchall goes back inside defensive 50 to Gillum. Into the middle and Rioli. Little lead on from Stokes. And he goes short to Franklin, but he misses the target. There's Kangaroos deep everywhere, and McIntosh clears comfortably. And they're out of danger again. It was nicely done by Edwards to get it to Simpson. Kicks beautifully to Jones. Couldn't hang on to the mark, but he's got support in Harvey. Harvey kicks out wide. Grant, is there enough time for the Roos? I don't think there will be. Grant onto the left. Not quite, almost to the diving Shannon Watt, but not quite. And the Kangaroos in the end lead by 21 points. 4-6-30 to 1-3-9. Jordan Lewis is off the ground for that indiscretion. It was a very stupid thing to do, and he might find himself in trouble again. But at the moment, Luke, North Melbourne looking good.
They have been sensational, the Kangaroos, in every department.
It's quarter time in the rivalry round 3 match between North Melbourne and Hawthorn. It was all Kangaroos in that first term, and they really should be a couple of goals further in front. They lead by 21 points, 4-6 to 1-3. Corey Jones, 2 goals for the Kangas. Brent Harvey, 11 touches. Harris, 7, 6 to Grant, while 8 for Bateman has been the standout for Hawthorn. Pretty physical opening. There's some acquaintances being renewed between Hodge and Rawlings. Osborne on Pratt. There was plenty happening off the ball early. Great tackle there on Chance Bateman by Thomas, and another great tackle by Brown. They were very physical early. And Jordan Lewis, who's just back from suspension, has given one to Pratt. Now, how severe the contact was, who knows, but Pratt went straight down. And I would say that he's facing another bit of time on the sidelines. What do you think as we go down? Go have a look at... Oh, here's Wells, by the way. That was running into an open goal and taking a divot.
I'm just trying to keep it low.
Yeah. What did you think of the Lewis one, Luke?
It was just unnecessary, Quarters. I mean, if you go back 10 years, it would have been nothing in it, but we've got a tribunal system that looks at those and grades them with a certain percentage, and you have to say it was just dumb. He's been reported in the past, and they'll have to have a look at it again.
Stuart Dew coming up at half-time. We'll speak to the injured Hawthorn star who's started the season well, but unfortunately has torn the hamstring, so he'll be out for about a month. Andy Marr, what have you got to report? Plenty happening.
Heaps going on down here, Quarters. No report on Jordan Lewis at this particular point in time. The umpires haven't taken the books out. Hamish McIntosh was okay at quarter time. They look like they're going to roll the dice with him. Daniel Wells came off a couple of times that quarter. Doesn't look 100%. Tell you what, if Alistair Clarkson wanted to come down and read the riot act, he didn't need to do it at quarter time. Campbell Brown got this group together. The language was straight off the wolves. It was absolutely unbelievable. He ripped into this team at quarter time. Then Sam Mitchell took over after him. But what Campbell Brown said to the boys there can't be repeated. But I would suspect Hawthorn might be a little bit more spirited in this second quarter.
Well, he had a good teacher, Campbell Brown. So what do Hawks need to do differently, Luke?
Well, the game plan from the Kangaroos was to get McIntosh free behind the ball and make Franklin push out to the wings. What they do need to do is get Sam Mitchell in the play. There he is on Adam Simpson. 1 disposal in the first quarter. Well done, Adam Simpson. They need to use it up through half forward because the numbers are back with the Kangaroos. They've played it so smart throughout the first quarter. Just need to start winning the ball through the midfield.
In the first 2 games, Mitchell's been averaging 31 disposals a match.
So second quarter underway. McIntosh down. Chance for Lewis. Look out. They come at him hard. 3 of them. Taylor can't get it clear. Wells couldn't get boot to ball. Bateman falling on his teammate Lewis's head. And a push. Oh, gee. Milked that Chance Bateman, but he gets the free kick. Good running from Sewell into open space. Good kick from Bateman. Sewell didn't have to break stride. The kick had too much on it, though. Intended target was Boyle. At the back, a comfortable mark taken by Ferrito.
First option was Franklin there, and he hesitated. Got to hit the superstar up if he's out.
Ferrito. Little short one to Watt, who was a late inclusion for McMahon this afternoon.
He started well, McIntosh.
McIntosh has taken the mark over that little ankle problem that he sustained in the first quarter, and Harvey has now got 12 touches. Shannon Grant provides the lead, and right in the middle of about 4 Hawks. He takes the mark, wheels onto the left, goes long to the tall timber. Hale and Thompson. Hale is at a mark. No, said the umpire. Play on. Forced to release the football. Jones did well to get the handball away. Here's Thomas. He's stripped of the footy by Birchall. Umpire says play on. Now Sewell. Good little handball to Birchall to Ladson. Hawks out of danger.
Ladson doesn't know where to go. Decides to go long, the safe option, but what playing in front of Boyle this time? Takes the uncontested mark. Chips it wide. Simpson in space, intent on playing on. Good stuff from North Melbourne. Finds Thomas. Loose at half forward, chips it to Harvey. He's all by himself inside attacking 50. Loose player. He's Shannon Grant. And hard to work out what Hawthorn are doing, but Brent Harvey, who is, and of course, runner-up in last year's Brownlow medal, a superstar, being left all alone on 2 separate occasions in the last minute.
Yeah, that's unforgivable to have that much space for Brent Harvey, and that was a clever kick under pressure. It looked a bit easier from up here, but to execute that was just super skill.
So Shannon Grant kicked 4 goals last week in the demolition job on the Tigers. Should kick this, and does.
You look a bit stunned, Chriso.
Well, I'm expecting you telling me all before the game started, Quarters, how good this Hawthorn outfit is.
I've never said anything of the sort.
And I'm just a bit bewildered about the way they're going at the moment. North Melbourne have been awesome.
They have. As we start in the middle, Taylor got the tap. Brown didn't really hit a target there. Bateman overran it. Brown has another crack at it, but it went straight to Ladson, to Sewell, to Mitchell for his only second touch in the match. It's a good handball to it, breaks it open. Bateman to Lewis. Lewis now gives it over to Osborne, who runs into goal and drills it. That's much better from the Hawks.
Michael Osborne with Hawthorn's second goal, their first since the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. So McIntosh to do battle against Simon Taylor. Bounce is pretty good. Harris shovels it forward. Guerra comes up to meet it. Well played. Well, Sewell was taken high a couple of times. No free kick. A bit unlucky there. Guerra tries to force it free. Now a chance for Wells. McIntosh sweeps the handball to Harvey. Here he is again. Thompson leads. He's got a loose play. Shannon Grant again. He can waltz in from 15 metres. Handball over the top is to Hale. And Hale kicks the quick reply.
Very quick reply from North Melbourne. Brett Harvey is having a day out. He is smashing the Hawks. He's had 14 disposals, 3 inside 50s. And it doesn't seem like he's had an opponent all day.
Hold Daniel Harris, Brad.
Taylor against McIntosh. Give that one to Taylor.
Brad Sewell, you're free. You're free.
Free kick to Sewell for a hold off the ball. And he just chips it short and wide to Osborne. To Guerra. Usually uses it pretty well to the pocket. Good use of the body there by Hodge.
No.
Great smother, Drew Petrie. All the 1%ers make a difference at the end of the day, and that was a good one from Drew Petrie.
Forcing the Hawks wide, the Kangaroos. Petrie pushes back to centre half back. Great smother it was in the end by Petrie, but I haven't seen Hawthorn attack through the corridor once so far.
11 marks to 2 in this quarter. Taken off hands brilliantly by Hodge. Over to Sewell, and he misses. Would have expected to nail that, Brad Sewell, but not to be. So Ferrito to bring it back in, margin 26 points. Pratt around Hodge. Plenty of time, not too much on, so he elects to handball to Power. Wasn't a great handball to Brown, but he was able to pick it up off his bootlaces. Finds Shannon Grant. They've got it to the wing, North Melbourne. Towards half forward, Thompson out on a big lead. At the back, Guerra, chance to mop up here. We've got Ladson in support, and Hawthorn players fan, so he's got a couple of options as he comes out of defence. One of them, Sewell. Good chase from Thomas, but Sewell coolly got the kick away to Osborne. Over the top. Okay, Birchall normally uses the ball very, very well. Roughhead works his way to the front. Couldn't control it though. Wells. Brown did very well. 3-on-1 here for North Melbourne. Harding off to Simpson, and he chips. Oh, gee, that wasn't a great kick. And the mark's taken by Birchall. Didn't give Harvey a chance.
Taylor. Sewell, who's had 7 touches for the quarter. just manages to get that one away to Young. He's on his incorrect side, so forced to go by hand, but it's a good handball to Lewis, who pumps it along. Franklin wrestles with Gibson. Franklin, who's being held, got to be a free kick. You saw the jumper being tugged.
No, you're both in it, and then you clearly held his jump, yanked on his jumper.
Well, Gibson doesn't like it, but...
Well, it was a clear instruction from the umpire. You held onto the jumper as we have a look at the replay.
There it is.
Yep, can't do that. This has got to be what the Hawks want. One-on-one chances with this man, Buddy Franklin, and you know he's going to get the footy.
It's a tight angle, but he should be able to nail it, and he does. So 2 to Franklin.
Lance Franklin a couple, and Josh Gibson not happy with the umpiring decision, but it was certainly there. Big job for Gibson, giving away plenty of height, playing on the young gun, Hawthorn forward. Taylor up high, beaten by McIntosh. Good little quick hands to swallow off to Wells. Here they go again. Power around Ladson, hoists it high, in from the side. Edwards at the back. Hale almost couldn't take it. Edwards first to recover. Left foot snappers a goal, and North Melbourne have got the answers at the moment.
Hawthorn can't make any headway at the moment. Every time they kick a goal, North Melbourne responds straight away. Edwards first for the start.
Sorry, Quarters, there's Brent Harvey on screen. He's had 4 opponents, Ladson, Sewell, Birchall, and now Jordan Lewis for 14 disposals. Good luck to Jordan Lewis. His opponents have only had 6.
Bateman throws it onto the boot. Hodge against Petrie. Petrie just fists it away. Hodge goes at it again. Mitchell back to Hodge. Great smother, Petrie. They're doing everything at the moment, the North Melbourne team. It's a free kick. It's going Hawthorn's way. Another great smother from Drew Petrie.
Geez, they're tough and hard, the Kangaroos. I mean, they've given away a free kick, but they just have a crack.
So Luke Hodge, too far out to score.
Gee, the man on the board's under the pump there. He copped an absolute pasting.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't get paid anything to do that.
You don't want to sit next to the coach in the coach's box. Copped a lashing there.
So Luke Hodge, gee, you'd have to give it everything but about 60 metres, I'd say, to get this home. It's an enormous ask, but there's not a lot on offer, so he's going to go for home. Fades away into the pocket. Boyle, that's not going anywhere. And we'll have a bounce. So deep in Hawthorn's attacking territory. Suspect the Roos might concede the behind here. No, they keep it alive. McIntosh just got the handball on the way in the nick of time. Gibson did head over it. Good hard stuff from Gibson. Simpson couldn't control it. Well, it's tough and tight in there at the moment, and we'll have another bounce. 45 out from Hawthorn's goal.
Kept his head over the ball well, Josh Gibson.
Yeah.
And that's just what the Kangaroos do. No one takes their eye off it. They tackle hard. Got to respect and admire them. They turn up every week and play this way.
Campbell and McIntosh to do battle. Reaching over, Roughhead. Oh, Wells swooped on the loose ball. Couldn't get it away, though. Good little soccer, though, by Simpson. Little fumble by Edwards. Allowed Hawthorn in. Travis Tuck dives on the footy. Edwards fights on for North Melbourne. And umpire calls for it. Umpire head. Bounce 70 metres from Hawthorn's goal. McIntosh with the opportunity gains 25 metres to Edwards. Handball was a straight to Harvey, backing up Wells. Little fake and shake around Stokes to Harvey to Wells. McIntosh has to jam it on the boot only as far as Sewell. Now it opens up here a bit for Hawthorn. He drives it long. Franklin the target. The back couldn't take it. Ferrito best to recover at ground level. Rioli swoops on it. Well tackled though. Bateman feeds it back to Mitchell. Back to Sewell. Finds the target. No, Ladson dropped the mark he should have taken. And taken by Pratt. Off to Harding, who's got plenty of toe. They're away here, the Kangaroos. Swallow uses it. Good fisto from Gillum on Hale, and now they turn it over. Sewell back to Gillum.
Gee, Sewell's had some sort of quarter for the Hawks as Gillum goes to half forward and finds Ladson. He's up to 13 disposals. Sewell to Roughhead, who's been conspicuous by his absence. His second touch. Little short one in the pocket to Franklin. Gibson does well to spoil, and the Kangaroos out of danger here momentarily. Harding to Power. and chips it to the open territory on the wing. The chase is on. Grant against Young. So the Roos by 26.
Just breaking down up forward almost on every entry. The Hawks, they can't get clear possession inside the corridor. Need to start using the ball a little bit more directly.
Campbell works to the front. Well done by Hale. A second effort there. Ladson, good tackle by Hale. Now Swallows scooped that up and brought it in. He'll be in trouble here. Deliberate, okay. So Hawthorn free kick in any case. It'll be taken by Bateman. Back and across. He's okay. Murphy just. Brown is free across the ground. And the chance here to build another Hawthorn attack with Ellis loose at half-back. He uses him. Mitchell working hard to get to a usable position. He goes beyond Mitchell. Petrie got to the front of Birchall, but Birchall did brilliantly against a couple to slap it back to Mitchell. And back to Stokes, who's got it at half-back. So Hawthorn looking to build. Switch the play again. Bateman. Intent on playing on. Campbell corrals him, forces him to kick long to the contest. Hodge out in front of Patney, marks 50 from goal. Back inside towards, I think the target initially was Ladson. Kick wasn't great. And intercepted by Brent Harvey, who has had some sort of match, coming in for his 16th disposal.
And it's a good kick to the wing too. Magnificent delivery from Brent Harvey. And it's marked by Thompson, who's a long, long way from home. Pops one over the top to Campbell, and he's off. The speedster has two bounces. Takes on Brown. Brown did reasonably well. And the Hawks get it back somehow, but the handball's missed the target. Swallow sidesteps, kicks, looking for Grant. He's also had a great afternoon so far. This is a difficult angle, and he's put it out of bounds on the full.
"11 disposals for Shannon Grant. Harvey with
severe
game high
case
16.
of liver poisoning.
So the Hawks run it out. Ellis off to Lewis. No pressure on him at the moment, but he gets to defensive 50, and this is where the problem begins. Tries to measure the kick to Birchall, but it wasn't quite to Birchall's liking, allowing Harding to come across and fist it over.
Just didn't have any options further down the field. There's not a lot of run from the Hawthorn forwards. Aren't creating enough space, and the defence from the Kangaroos has been outstanding.
Nice roving by Swallow to Rawlings. Pinched off him by Lewis. Sewell, he's had an outstanding quarter. Well done by Sewell to Lewis. He's at 11 for the quarter, Sewell. Handballs to Osborne. Here's a chance for Buddy Franklin. 50 out. He bangs it on the left. It's coming back. It's coming back. It's a beauty.
How good is that man on screen, Quarters? It was a sensational call. Hasn't been much excitement at all for the Hawks, and then you get the ball in his hand, and there aren't too many players in the competition where you say he's tucked on the boundary, 55 out, just where he likes it. Magnificent left foot kick, and look at that, just incredible skill. Hawks need him to win the footy a bit more, and it will keep going through the big sticks if he does.
Just noticed a subdued celebration there from what we're used to from Buddy Franklin. You haven't had a word to him, have you, Quarters?
No, certainly not. I'm all for colour and movement on the football field, Michael.
So the Hawks get one back to 20 points. Margin was 21 at quarter time. Campbell up against Hale. Campbell follows up Mitchell. Handball was too fierce for Lewis. Well done by Stokes. Sockers off to Rioli. Rioli out wide. Boyle couldn't quite get there. Took it well on the half volley. Wheels onto the right boot. Great rundown though by Watt. Boyle somehow ended up with it. Concedes ground back towards Ellis. Now Mitchell. They can build again here. Hawthorn wide. Osborne, who's been dangerous, runs to 45. Pumps it long and drills it.
All of a sudden, the margin 14 points. Some headaches for the magnetic board man. As Dean Laley works away. Gee, this game can change quickly in the modern times.
Great hit out.
Another clearance for the Hawks. Lewis wobbles one to half forward. Here's Cyril Rioli on the left boot into the pocket. Oh, that's a great grab taken by Hodge.
Just Hawthorn's 4th mark in the last 15 minutes.
Been their forwards who have got themselves back on track. This is Cyril Rioli. He's electric and skillful. Hodge is going to have this shot at goal, but it was Buddy Franklin who kicked the one from 50. Tim Boyle attacked the goal before that set it up for Osborne. Bit of talent down there, and this man's got heaps of that.
Luke Hodge. Started at left, and that's where it stayed. So 2 behinds to Luke Hodge, and North Melbourne leads by 13.
So Daniel Pratt at fullback for the Kangaroos. Harvey loose. No one within 30 metres of Brent Harvey, so Harney can take his time just to chip it over the top. Another loose player, Harris. Just marked it a centimetre off the turf. Daniel Harris very coolly.
Time for some tempo footy from the Kangaroos, Luke.
Yeah, they might want to just arrest a bit of momentum because the Hawks have just kicked the last 2 goals.
Ball to the back, Simpson. Now a free kick plucked out of here.
Downfield here. It was in the marking contest. Late.
So it'll come back to Adam Simpson. And time now for Hawthorn to get numbers back behind the ball and clog things up a little.
Play on.
Simpson decides just to bang it long, hope for the best. And at the back, almost a mark to Taylor under the pump. Petrie fighting hard at ground level. Umpire let it can go momentarily, but eventually calls for it. So a bounce in the forward pocket.
It's one thing the Kangaroos are prepared to do than other sides more often is kick to a contest down the line, and it works well for them.
Big pack of players around the ball here. They'll need a bit of magic if they're to conjure up a goal here. Campbell almost got through. Sewell's been outstanding in this second quarter. Mitchell, blind handball straight to Jones, who handballs it over. Now what's the umpire do here? Says throw it in.
Reynolds right out.
So a boundary throw in the forward pocket for North Melbourne.
McIntosh against Taylor. Taylor got first hand onto it. There's just so many players around the ball at the moment, just can't get anywhere. It's a lonely sight down the other end. There is not one player in one half of the ground.
Let him run.
One lonely field umpire, and that's it. It's like old 1970s footy.
Like under 12s quarters.
Taylor the tap to Ladson. And another stalemate. Harvey 17 disposals for the Roos. Grant 11 and Wells 10 for the Hawks. 15 to Sewell, 14 to Bateman, and a dozen to Lewis. Sewell again. Good hands to Lewis, to Osborne. Oh, interesting bounce. Got away with it. Gillum. Oh, to Brown, and they'll have to concede here, the Hawks. And he plays on straight away. Kicks well to Ellis.
At half-back, Xavier Ellis got players running for him. One of them, Simon Taylor, gets the call from Birchall. It was to his outside. He elects to go inside. Clever play. Ladson wants his left side, then kicks wide. Rough head the target, and he's got it.
Just a better build-up from the Hawks. They were able to kick the ball in quickly, play on, and went back in towards the corridor. Looks so much more dangerous. There's a handball back in board. Prepared to score more when they go back into the corridor, and good grab from Roughead.
Jared Roughead has scored 3 goals in 7 career games against North Melbourne, so hasn't been able to get amongst it. His first real opportunity this afternoon. Can he match the efforts of Franklin? He can. Great kick.
Jared Roughead's first goal of the afternoon. 8 points of difference in favour of North Melbourne. They led by 27 at one stage in this second term. So Taylor against McIntosh. Lewis has done well on the clearances in this second term. Bateman. Sewell again. Boy, what a quarter he's had. He's all wrapped up by rulings.
Trapped in there. Steady up. Steady, steady.
Just don't know whether Hamish McIntosh is moving as well as he was at the start of the game. We saw him go off. There he is on screen. Hasn't had much of a break either, but he limped off with a foot injury. They need him fully fit.
Brad Sewell, 13 disposals this quarter and 4 clearances. Simpson. It'll be Ellis against Wells, and Rawlings into the picture as well. Ellis has kept it alive, and then he's pushed over the line for a throw-in.
It's interesting that McIntosh has virtually rucked, I reckon, about 80% of the game on his own. David Hale's playing up forward. Here he is now winning the hit out. Not sure if he can keep that pace up for 4 quarters.
Rioli into the path of Tuck. Wants his left side, chips it towards Franklin. Gibson did very well there. Just had a bit too much on the kick.
Free kick in the back.
And Gibson will take the free kick in the back pocket. So Josh Gibson. Long towards half-back. Target McIntosh. Well done by Taylor. Fists it over. And a boundary throw in between wing and half-forward for Hawthorn. There's the clearances. Hawthorn dominating in this quarter. Taylor to the back. Mitchell. Is he taken high? Yes. So we can add another one to the clearance.
He's got himself into the game. They had 1 possession the first quarter. That's his 8th for the second quarter.
Ellis now switches the play. Chance for Gillam. And Thomas just holds him up momentarily. Did well enough. Weira sweeps the handball to Birchall. They're running free now. Lewis is in the clear, but he goes beyond that. Towards Hodge. No free kick. Jones shares it with Harvey. Another disposal. Oh, knocked down superbly by Birchall. And a boundary throw-in. So just the pressure going back on North Melbourne, and just sense that Hawthorn have really lifted their intensity.
I reckon they've been prepared to play on and take a risk a little bit more in the second part of this second quarter.
Free kick against Taylor for grabbing it out of the ruck. And it'll go to Jones or McIntosh. No, McIntosh is going to come back and take it.
Looks tired, the big fella, doesn't he? He's worked hard. And
no, it's going to go to Jones. Yeah, he ran out of gas just before half-time last week against the Tigers, McIntosh. Kick to the wing. Edwards. We'll have a throw-in. So good fight back by the Hawks in the second term. There's still plenty of time left too in the second quarter. Well over 3 minutes of match time. Sewell for number 14 for the quarter. Ellis, Brown. He'll give it to Bateman. It was touched off the boot, but no time for panic here because he's got plenty of players loose wide. One of them is Gillam. This will have to be a good kick, and it's not. Just didn't have enough weight on the kick, and Jones picks it off on centre wing. Goes backwards to Pratt. So vital couple of minutes coming up.
Pratt. Kick effective. Mark taken by Rawlings, and North Melbourne just looking to keep possession and consolidate the small lead they had. Led by 27 early in the quarter. In fact, they led by 27 points on a couple of occasions. Petrie. Now just 8. And they've lost all the run and all the flow in their game. Pratt. And he's got limited options here. Not too much movement ahead of him. Decides to kick towards the lead of Harvey, who takes another mark and will come in for his 18th disposal. Hawthorn have got numbers back, so forced to kick high and long along the line. Rough head up in front, couldn't take the mark. Sewell at the fall. Lewis, Gillam, Murphy kicks back and across dangerously. Here's a challenge for Ellis. Got an accommodating bounce, so he's okay. And delivers towards Tuck, who marks inside defensive 50.
Kicks to Franklin, who had his legs taken from him. I said that's okay. Gibson to Grant. Guerra, good strength. Well done by Guerra. Saved the day for the Hawks. Ellis in 2 minds. Now dishes off the handball to Murphy. He switches. And the mark's taken by Brown. There's a loose man on here for the Hawks. There's time. Lewis, who's had a much, much better second term, needed to. And kicks to Bateman. Back to Tuck. Well, it's a game of checkers at the moment, just crisscrossing the ground. Birchall, oh, here's a chance for Roughhead. He can mark and go on. He runs to 50, and Roughhead kicks the goal. It's a 2-point ball game.
Jared Roughhead, 2 goals in the last 6 minutes, has put the Hawks just a couple of points in arrears. Great comeback this. 7-7 plays 7-5. Half a minute left in the half. Campbell keeps the hands clear, gets it to Rioli. Little kick was okay. Tuck off to Birchall. Don't tell me Hawthorn are going to hit the front here. He hoists it up, looking for a mark from Hodge. Couldn't take it. Brown shrugged the tackle off to Petrie, in all sorts of trouble. Dubious looking handball. He got it away though, and Harvey retreats. Where will he go? Towards Swallow. Wells couldn't take it. Birchall could. Good handball to Sewell, but he's tackled by Swallow and Thomas, going nowhere. And we'll get a bounce.
Just looking at Brent Harvey there, under enormous pressure, looked like they were going to get a goal scored against him. Just his clean hands. It's what makes him such a good player. In tight, he's tired and worked hard, but so clean with his hands.
So the Hawks have cut a 27-point deficit back to 2 at the main break. Oh, it's going to be a good second half. Rivalry round 3. 3 goals to that man, Lance Franklin. And at half-time, it's North Melbourne 7-7, Hawthorn 7-5.
What a sensational half of football that's been. There's Josh Gibson, who's played on Franklin. It was the Hawthorn midfielders who got him back into the contest, but then the talent up forward, Franklin, Roughhead, and also Hodge. Great stuff, great game coming up.
Well, how about this for a contrast? Back 20, 30 years ago, it was a beer and a cigarette at half-time. Well, maybe not quite, but look at these days. The modern players over the laptop at half-time. How times have changed in our great game of Australian rules football. It is half-time in this rivalry round match between North Melbourne and Hawthorn, and it is the Kangas by 2 points at the main break. A man who started like a house on fire for the Hawks was Stuart Dew, averaging over 20 disposals in his first 2 games for his new club, and then snap. Yeah. Late in the second game. How bad is your hamstring injury, Stu?
It's actually not too bad. At the time, I wasn't sure if it was hamstring or cramp, and I sort of gave it a bit of a stretch.
We're going to have a look at this in a moment.
And I thought, well, it's definitely not cramp, so I came off, but it seems to have settled all right. So I think, as you see here, I try to kick it 90. That's probably what I get. But it didn't actually. I wasn't sure. I just checked there for cramp. No cramp, so off I came.
You must have been happy with your form. You've really started well. It's been a tough pre-season for you.
Oh, it's been a great pre-season. A really good mixing with the group. Been fantastic settling the club. They've really helped me out on the field. I think our good form's obviously made it easy to come back into the side.
What's it like playing? You're only 28. You must feel like an old man in this team, though, because they're so young.
Yeah, I know. There's Croft, and I think Trent Crowd, them myself. So our oldest is probably about 19 out there today, which is great signs for the club because we've got a really good future. We're 2 wins. We've just worked our way back into this game after a poor start, so it's good.
What are the differences between the 2 clubs? Because there is a fair Port Adelaide influence now, of course, in the Hawthorn lineup. But how have you seen the culture between the 2 clubs, and what's it like?
Very similar. I think the way they really make you feel like you have to earn to wear the Guernsey, the responsibility behind it. So Port Adelaide very strong on that, and also Hawthorn have been the same, and also the passion of the supporters are very similar. I think every club's got great supporters. Port are the same, and Hawks have been fantastic so far.
Must seem like a lifetime ago almost, does it? That day?
Yeah, it's a long time, and I think it's the way football goes. One of those things you sort of look back on when you finish. But as we sit now, anyone's game towards the end of the year.
What about the next 3 or 4 weeks? What's planned for you? Because I guess you're going to be restricted in running.
Yeah, back running already, which is good. Okay. So it really did settle down. Positive results with the scan. So just be a lot of running, a lot of running coming up.
And how far do you think this team is away? I mean, there's a big hype at the moment after the first 2 wins. Is a premiership a possibility this year, or are you still looking at the bigger picture?
I think most sides,
in it to win it.
In it to win it for sure. And like I said, I think an important side that wins flags. They've got good depth, good pressure coming up. They're in a good position. We've got some quality players playing Box Hill tomorrow on the weekend, and that's all you can do. I mean, 3 rounds in, it's pretty hard to gauge. I think start to talk a little bit more about setting goals above when you get to the end of the season.
We can have a look at the Hawthorn membership number. It's a record membership number, which is great. You barracked for Hawthorn as a kid. Who were your heroes?
Yeah, John Platten was my hero, and Big Dipper. So it's a bit surreal. You get around the club and you run into these guys that you used to idolise. But membership's been fantastic. We've got a new record and really hoping to push towards 35,000 in the next couple of weeks.
Yep, so get in touch with the club via phone or the internet and you'll be able to buy yourself a membership ticket. How have you seen the first half? It looked to dire straits there at one stage, but the game can change so quickly now, can't it?
Oh, it certainly does. Not a good start by the boys. They'll be first to recognise that. I think the key was just played a little bit stagnant and see them take a few more risks and just take the game on a little bit more. I think we've got to back ourselves, and it's lucky we got back in the game, because had North kicked straight, we probably
could have been out of it.
Probably out of it. I think they were really all over us, but quality of the side, a couple of guns up forward, Lance, Ruffy, a couple of good goals, and Michael Osborne's had a great start to the year.
Well, thanks for your time. Good luck. Hopefully we'll see you in less than a month.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Stuart Dew. Half-time, North Melbourne leads the Hawks by 2 points.
The NAB Oz Kickers having a ball here at half-time. North Melbourne lead by 2 points. The roof remains open. It's fantastic footy playing conditions. Only 2 slight injury concerns going into the half-time break. One was Brent Guerra. We saw him with that knee just before half-time when he was involved in that contest down in the back pocket. There was a knock on the knee, but he has come back out after half-time. We'll keep an eye on him. And Luke Darcy was talking about Hamish McIntosh just before half-time. He came off with about 2.5 minutes to go. Looked absolutely exhausted on the bench. Had wobbly knees, wobbly legs, looked like he could hardly stand up. It'll be a miracle if he can run this game out based on that evidence. We'll keep an eye on the North Melbourne bigman. Just looking at him there, he didn't look 100%. Back to the best commentary team in the business, Stephen Quartermain and Michael Christian.
Thanks, Andrew. Flattery will get you everywhere. Lance Franklin, we read the heat map during the week, Luke, and how Buddy tends to diagonally lead to the right pocket, 40 metres out usually. Showed the zone where he usually got most of his ball. How have you seen it today? Certainly hasn't been successful in the corridor, but the way he's played, wherever he's got it, he's kicked a goal.
Well, he just looks so likely when he gets the footy quarters. He's dangerous there. You can see from outside 50, just magnificent skill level. I reckon the Kangaroos set up pretty well. They pushed McIntosh back. They worked really hard, made him earn the footy wide. However, he doesn't need many opportunities to score goals. And that man on screen, I'm worried about. He rucked virtually all of the first quarter. He looked tired, had a bit of a foot injury at one stage. They need him up and running. Maybe Lee Harding can go in and give him a rest and try and create some opportunity for him to get a spell, because if he runs out of gas, they're in trouble.
How do you see it, Michael?
Well, the thing about the first half was that Hawthorn didn't play anywhere near their upper capability, but find themselves just 2 points in arrears, and that's the worrying thing from a North Melbourne aspect. But if they can get back to the things they were doing in the first quarter and early in the second quarter, with Thompson and Jones getting involved, this game will go right down to the wire. It should be a very exciting second half.
That's the man on screen they need to really go forward and kick 4 more goals. He looks like Tom Murphy is a good matchup for him. He's in great form. I'd like to isolate them if I was the Kangaroos and see if Corey Jones can kick another big bag. Petrie to pick up Roughhead again. Gibson has the job on Franklin. Those matchups have worked pretty well. And Shannon Watt there on Tim Boyle.
Ready to go in the third quarter. It'll be McIntosh against Taylor in the ruck. McIntosh comfortably. Campbell fed it out to Wells. Now Power squeezes the kick out to Harris. He's chased down comfortably by Sewell, who had an unbelievable second quarter. Brad Sewell, who's one of the main reasons Hawthorn got back in the contest.
Been a fierce contest. Tackling's been strong from both sides.
McIntosh again the tap. Taylor into the back of Simpson. Umpire let that go. Harvey 19 disposals for North Melbourne, leads the way for the Hawks, 18 to Sewell. Lewis also had an excellent second quarter, up to 16. Simpson Threw it on the boot, marked by Ladson. Quickly off to Guerra, who got hemmed in by Harvey. Back to Ladson, now Bateman to Birchall. Back to Ladson, so the Hawks split it open a little bit to Young, who pumps it long. Rough head to sit, over the top Ferrito, the big fist into the pocket. Petrie has put it out of bounds on the full.
It wasn't under an enormous amount of pressure. You've got to do better than that.
Yeah, it was in a situation where he probably felt perceived pressure, and in the end it was a poor kick.
So Ladson with it. Pratt stands the mark. He tries to thread it to Franklin. Hard up against the line. He's pushed over by Harris. Boundary throw in.
Just got that attitude, hasn't he?
The strut.
I like it.
So McIntosh had to beat Osborne there, and Osborne gave away the free kick. Pretty predictable, with no one getting involved in the contest. So he handballs off to Harris, short to Pratt. Just deep into the second quarter, North lost all their run from behind, and very stop-start football, much like the last 30 seconds. To Harvey now. Harvey, short. McIntosh, good strong grab. They've got it to the wing, but this style of football is not going to win them the game. High to half forward at the back. Thompson couldn't quite get a good run at it. Now Jones trying to shepherd to allow Wells to get a run at it. Couldn't. And Lewis mops up to Ladson. Birchall. And they'll switch the play here. Young is 50 metres in the clear, Clinton Young. So can have a bounce. Ignores Sewell. Goes beyond that to Rioli. He doesn't have to break stride. Cuts inboard. Loose player inside the centre square. Osborne loops the handball to Bateman, who runs to 40. Handball off. This is good stuff. Hodge, little sidestep and bang, goal. Hawthorn are in front.
For the first time in the match, Hawthorn is in front. Luke Hodge kicks his first. Hawthorn by 4. They trailed by 27 at one stage in the second term. McIntosh once again against Taylor. Oh, good tap to Lewis. Guerra. Oh, turned over. Harvey. Oh, the runners everywhere here. Chips to Grant. Good handball. Campbell. And there is the quick reply. The Roos are back in front. Well done, North Melbourne.
Matt Campbell kicks a goal for North Melbourne and breaks a run of 5 unanswered Hawthorn goals. And North Melbourne back in front by a couple of points, the margin that it was at half-time. So McIntosh to do battle again with Simon Taylor. Perfect bounce. Knocked down to Lewis, was taken high against Harris. I reckon he's dislocated his finger, Daniel Harris. He's coming off. Didn't slip back into place, so kick goes out to Sewell. Sewell drives it long. Target down there. Hodge spills to Boyle, who's been very quiet. Off to Ladson, off a step, tries to pull it around his body. It's offline and fisted through by Pratt. So behind to the Hawks.
It was Shannon Watt there that had to sit with the fist, and we have a look at Harris popping his finger out on Jordan Lewis's head. But in the end, Watt's fist was back into the corridor, and as a defender, he'd love to have hit that towards the boundary. Nearly cost him a goal.
But Lee Harding's got it in the back pocket. A little short one to Harris. He's recovered quickly. We bit off with work care for a week, didn't we, after a dislocated finger? He got about a 5-second break. Free kick, and it's going against Lewis. A good little win there for the Roos.
Wasn't a great option from Harris, kicking 20 metres to a contest.
And it's going to be taken by Simpson.
You called it earlier, Chris, though, didn't you? And this is now the stop-start, down-the-line play. He's got to kick this one to a contest. Doesn't look as free-flowing.
McIntosh just discreetly nudged Taylor under the ball. Did it beautifully.
Great grab.
What a talent he is. 23 years of age. Just really starting to blossom as a ruckman into his 46th game of AFL footy. Inside 50. Another little discreet nudge there by Edwards. Oh, it's a dodgy old handball. Mitchell was grabbed, but he didn't have it. Umpire said play on. And a bad mistake by the Hawks. It's a Kangaroos goal to Rawlings.
Brady Rawlings a goal for North Melbourne. And that looks like the hand of Daniel Harris getting strapped, the dislocation. So the Kangaroos 7 points in front. McIntosh instrumental in the last goal. Beaten by Taylor this time. In from the wing is Thomas, Pratt, Simpson. Off to Gibson, who ran from halfback. Good pressure coming from Young. Affected the kick. And Edwards perhaps would have been better served going for the football. Looking to shepherd for his teammate. Boundary thrown between wing and half forward for North Melbourne. Further attention to Daniel Harris. Lewis at the base of the pack. Well tackled by Power. And another bounce.
Just kept coming, the Kangaroos, don't they? Momentum was with the Hawks, and they find a way.
You wouldn't expect anything else, would you, from the Roos?
Absolutely.
Oh, gee, that was good.
Rioli to Franklin. Coughed it up. Simpson. Harding. Wells. Sweeping handball to Pratt. What's he going to do with it? Little underground handball to Jones. Hot on his hammer is Guerra. Forces the spillage. Edwards concedes some ground back to Wells. Now kicks hurriedly and high. And Luke Hodge has given away a silly free kick, and the Kangaroos will have a shot at goal.
Clearly kicked it, man, in the ground line.
Another undisciplined act.
Yeah, well, they have been a touch undisciplined, haven't they? I mean, Jordan Lewis gave away a free kick just before half-time that may be looked at later, and just unnecessary.
Yeah,
always
no
a free
doubt
kick.
about that. That was always a free kick downfield.
Well, Alistair Clarkson has stated that he wants his players to go right to the edge. And sometimes you just fall over quarters. The edge, that is.
Yes, I gather that's what you meant. Corey Jones has kicked a couple, both in the first quarter. And the Kangaroos have steadied the ship.
So Jones has 3-7 last week, Corey Jones, and one of the reasons I reckon the Kangaroos were hampered in the opening round was that he left the ground after just a couple of minutes in the game against Essendon, and Hamish McIntosh taking a breather as well. So after Hawthorn hit the front, North have kicked the last 3 goals. Hale, beautiful ruck tap down to Wells. Oh.
Over the shoulder.
Gee. What do you think about that, Luke? I mean,
Just have a look at it again.
the left hand there,
Yeah, it's
probably there.
Free kick's there. It's a shame because it's a great set play to Wells, and he was away.
Campbell chips it wide. Mark taken by Young. North Melbourne numbers back inside their defensive 50. There's a good look at what confronts Young as he kicks wide. Well done. Oh, good work by Ferrito. Out-muscled Hodge on that occasion. And Ferrito with the ball between halfback and fullback. Good kick, finds Watt. So North Melbourne have responded to this Hawthorn challenge in the last 4 or 5 minutes, have regained control, not only on the scoreboard but in the midfield. Watt towards Hale. We'll do the bit of pushing and shoving there to the back. Thomas and Campbell. Now this is exciting. Campbell to Thomas. Vacant goal square. Where will he go? Thompson getting back. It's through. Sensational stuff. Lindsay Thomas.
Massive momentum swing here at the Dome. Kangaroos now out by 19 points after conceding the lead early in this third term. Hale the tap. That's a free kick. The Kangaroos for a hole. It's going to go to Swallow.
It's almost like, Luke, they waited for Hawthorn to catch up and then they thought, oh, we better put the foot down again.
And that's the Kangaroos, isn't it, Chris? They just don't give in, persist. Try hard. Is in trouble there, though.
Well, he threw that away, but the umpire let it go. Ferrito gets bowled over by Franklin. Almost tunnel ball at the moment. Umpire will have to bounce.
Just got an ability. There's Franklin on the ground. He'll get up and be fine, but they seem to have this ability to raise their intensity, the Kangaroos, around the contest. Force another ball up. Put more pressure on the opposition.
Campbell the tap did it nicely to Stokes. He's all wrapped up by Gibson. Ellis was caught high. Umpire let that one go too. Hawks fans not happy. Inside 50 go the Roos. Thompson overran it. Good use of the body by Brown. Gillam. Oh, a bit slow, very slow. Just released in the nick of time. Umpire's about to blow the whistle. Edwards fighting hard. It's a mad scramble. Desperate stuff from the Hawks, and it's a free kick going Hawthorn's way for what? For 50. What for? I don't know. But
Arguing. Not sure whether it was Shannon Grant or Lindsay Thomas that was the culprit. They both looked like they had a bit of a word. I thought Gillum unlucky there not to get a high.
How did he dispose of it? I thought Nathan Thompson was stiff there.
Inside 50 go the Hawks. It's their turn to try and get a steady up. They're under the pump at the moment. Clever by Stokes. Very clever by Stokes. Just didn't blaze away. Look for a teammate. And Jared Roughhead will line up for goal number 3. He might have hurt himself here. Doesn't look good for young Cameron Stokes. And that was the free kick, was it? Yep. So Roughhead. The Hawks need this one. Just regain some momentum, and he sprayed it badly. A bad miss from Jared Roughhead. And that's not a good sign for the Hawks as Cameron Stokes limps off. North Melbourne lead by 3 straight kicks.
And here's the injury to Stokes.
He got crunched, didn't he, after he got rid of it?
Stay there, Jared, stay there.
So Petrie this time with the kicking duties, finds Ferrito in the back pocket. There's the attention to Stokes. We'll get to Andy Murray in just a moment. Towards Hale and a boundary thrown. Andy.
Yeah, they're looking at the knee, Chris. So that appeared to be the part of the league that took most of the brunt of that contact, and they're working on that right knee at the moment. So that's it there, where he sort of falls across the knee on the way down.
Okay, so Grant in the boundary throwing. Campbell diving in.
Dangerous.
So did Tuck. Handball, little toe poke from Swallow. Well done, Campbell. Found the footy at ground level, but a bounce. Well, that's a good sign. Up and walking around the boundary line, Cameron Stokes. And Hamish McIntosh ready to re-enter the fray. Bounce favours Osborne, who slaps it 30 metres his side's direction. Lewis waits for Tuck. Look out, Petrie tried to fend off, and that was a bit high, but umpire said it was okay. So throw it in, he says. Boundary thrown between wing and half forward for Hawthorn. Pratt wins it to McIntosh. High to half forward. In from the side. Good mark. Taken by Murphy.
Murphy gets it moving quickly to Ellis. Over to Gillum. And in the end he gives it to Ladson. Hodge provides the lead. He gathers on centre wing. Play on, says the umpire. So Hodge has got to go. Didn't hear the call. Now he kicks into the pocket to Franklin. Won't get there in time. Well done by Watt.
Managed to do that a lot today, haven't they? Make sure that Franklin's under pressure, normally against 2 opponents. And again, Shannon Watt got back here, as you can see on screen. Good courage.
Campbell fed it out to Hodge, who centres the kick, but it's Drew Petrie. Roughhead arrives late. Difficult one dropped by Petrie. Good tackle by Rioli. Petrie did well, really well. Pratt, Harding, Swallow. Couple of loose men on, but he kicked it into the man on the mark. Now Roughhead with strength, broke 3 tackles to Franklin, too far out to score. Handball wasn't great. Sewell's there. He's all wrapped up by Pratt and by Harris. Good footy, a bounce. 45 out from Hawthorn's goal. There's Stokes getting some treatment.
Well done by Tuck, just running the Swallow kick down. And what about this from Roughhead? Breaking a couple of tackles, but North are able to tie it up. Bounce at centre half forward for Hawthorn. McIntosh, Swallow. Oh, gee, I thought it was taken high by Hodge. No free kick. Chance for Pratt.
I think you might have been right, Michael.
He hits hard, Luke Hodge, in the contest. He's a strong body, loves body contact. Thought this was fair and square.
Yeah, he ran into his bicep, really, didn't he?
He enjoys that, Hodge. Does it well.
So, umpire throws it up. Campbell knocks it forward. Simpson. Oh, gee. What's the umpire going to do here? Decides to just take the safe option and bounce it up again.
You get the feeling the holding the ball rules changed this week?
Yes.
I reckon they might have been paid week 1. Seems to have eased up a little bit.
Let Luke run, Michael!
So
Michael,
bounce.
Ferrito!
Centre half forward for Hawthorn. Campbell slaps it forward. Pratt. Ferrito. Back to Watt, who can regroup. Although he goes back to Thomas. Thomas hasn't got too much on here. Oh, gee, that's a
ambitious handball.
Certainly was. Back to Thomas, though, and only as far as Osborne. So they got it out of their defensive 50, but only just for a moment. Drilled the kick towards Rioli. He slips one, slips two, twisting and turning, and finds short. That was brilliant stuff. Cyril Rioli.
Just a bit of magic, that, wasn't it? I mean, he had so many numbers around him. And have a look at the skill here. Able to invent something, a couple of blind turns, and another one. And a brilliant pass, probably just made the distance.
So Brad Sewell hasn't opened his goal-scoring account for season 2008 from just inside 50. Big kick. It's a straight kick. Goal to Hawthorn.
Brad Sewell, Hawthorn's best and fairest winner last year, only had 3 touches in the first quarter, but since then he's had 17. And it's 12 points of difference in favour of North Melbourne.
Sorry, Quarters, the good news for Stokes, it looks like it's low in the quad, not the knee. They've given him a thorough examination and it looks like it's not the knee, which is a good result.
Here's Sewell again. And that's a free kick for holding the man, says the umpire. It's got to go to Young. He wastes no time. Hawks on their bike. Tuck. Ladson peeling off as Lewis. He goes to Lewis just inside 50 and takes a good mark. Lewis short. Franklin. There's not much Gibson could do about that lead.
The speed he has off the mark, he started behind Gibson then, and the lead was about 6 metres. Started a metre behind and finished a metre in front. Electric.
A difficult kick here for Lance Franklin. He's got 3 goals, 2 this afternoon. What's ticking over in his mind? Here goes the drop punt. It's across the face and it's a point. So it's the Kangas by 11. 3-3 is Lance Franklin's haul so far this afternoon.
Inside 50s, 10-5 in favour of the Hawks in this quarter. So North Melbourne have done superbly well to convert the way they have. As Brent Harvey comes from the ground, Campbell back on. Frito in the back pocket with the footy. He's got power short on the boundary line there, right of screen. Decides to kick long. Target. Oh, Campbell outmarks Simon Taylor. See, that won't be one for the highlight reels.
Not for Simon Taylor.
No. Towards half forward. Edwards did well to work his way to the front. And he marks 2 kicks from goal. There's Thompson. Decides to kick short. Wells. Daniel Wells today coming in for his 14th disposal. Very good last week. Had 24 touches. Spots a target in Brown at centre half forward. Taylor did well this time. Got across. And Hawthorn are able to bring it out of defence. Sewell, Bateman. Wide. It's a Roughhead who's got involved in the game after a disappointing first quarter. Now, whistle here.
It's going to be a reverse for Franklin for holding.
Franklin's dismayed. He doesn't quite understand what's going on.
Yeah, Franklin held Gibson off the ball, so it was reversed.
Petrie. Edwards couldn't climb over the top of his teammate. Tuck keeps the ball in front. Good little paddle to Brown. To Ladson. They're queuing up at centre half back. Oh, that wasn't the best kick. Found Campbell. Brilliantly done. Handball to himself. Does that count? Kicks it deep into the pocket. Going back. His teammate is Thomas. Couldn't find him this time. And Taylor wrapped up. Look out. Did he have prior opportunity?
Yep.
Not sure about that. Gee, it wasn't a big prior opportunity, but it's a North Melbourne free kick deep in the pocket. There's the mark, spoilt brilliantly by Ladson. Yeah, look, he tried to take him on, didn't he? Quite correct, Quarters. So Nathan Thompson decides to play on. Can he pull it back? He can, but he pulls it back on the near side, offline. Margin back out to 12 points.
You might be right, Michael. This one's definitely going to go from an old cliche down to the wire, isn't it? The Hawks bring it back in. Osborne to Lewis. And Lewis has now got the match high. This is his 23rd disposal. Long to Taylor.
Smart kick that was, just to a contest, but Taylor always had to sit in a one-on-one situation there.
There's Gibson on Franklin. That's a kick, very ambitious kick to Osborne, and it'll just trickle over the line for a throw-in. So the state of play, it's under 5 minutes of match time left in the third term. It's North Melbourne 2 goals in front of Hawthorn. Kangas led by 27 points in the second quarter. Hawthorn took the lead early in this third term. The Kangaroos back in control. Well, not in control, but back in front. Harris. Great clearance to McIntosh, to Simpson, to Rawlings. He's doing his usual solid job for the Roos. Free kick, it's a hold, and it's going against the Roos, against Campbell. The Hawks get the footy back.
Ladson on centre wing. Short. Ellis. Little handball over the top to Franklin. Brushes Gibson aside as though he wasn't even there. Around Harris. Around Gibson for a second time. Kick straight to McIntosh. Gee, what a build-up that was. So McIntosh, right spot, the right time. Oh, that's a dangerous kick out towards his captain. Support from Frito. Couldn't get round Osborne. Ladson comes in, knocks it to Bateman. Jones, good tackle, although he was able to get the handball, was Bateman, to Ladson. Poor kick straight to Harris. Pressure immense as Harris drives it long. Out comes Thompson. Someone, Hawthorn player down. Simon Taylor at the back. Birchall at centre half back. Off to Ellis.
That Hawthorn player is out.
That's Tom Murphy.
It was great courage.
Wasn't it just? Now Sewell, he runs through centre wing. Kicks it long. Target is Hodge. Well done by Watt. Hodge off the ground. In, missing to the near side.
It was great courage by Murphy, going back with the flight of the ball. He's paid a very heavy price.
Have a look at it here. Nathan Thompson attacking the footy there.
Knee right in the head.
That hurts.
Yeah, he's a goner for the day.
Well, in the end, he probably just hesitated that little bit, as courageous as it was. Probably just hesitated and hurt himself.
So the kick comes to Hale, and it's a good strong mark by David Hale on centre wing for North Melbourne. Margin 11 points. Beautifully poised this game. High. Thompson again, this time marked strongly.
They're going to take Murphy through the interchange, and the runner's gone out and says, no, just take him off the ground at the nearest point.
They've been a man down for a long time here.
This is where they've got to call the stretcher, make a quick assessment and call the stretcher. Brown pumps it to the goal square. Oh, in from the side. A spectacular mark taken by Bateman. Call the stretcher, stop the play, regroup.
So plenty happening at the Dome. There's the marks taken by Tuck. There's Murphy in the background. He just got no idea where he is. He's got absolutely no idea. He is not in a good way. Well, they have the best of medical support at AFL clubs, so he's in good hands. But right now, sure he doesn't know where he is.
Got a lengthy walk.
Bad kick, chopped off. Pratt, Jones, here's the Roos on the rebound. Shannon Grant's on. Beautiful kick. Superb kick. Grant runs on and kicks the goal. Kangas by 17.
Beautiful kick it was, Claude.
The Hawks just looked a little bit disorganised, didn't they, given that player going off.
Yeah, maybe didn't get back and cover Tom Murphy, but we saw Shannon Grant just steaming back towards goal, and this is just a pinpoint beautiful pass. Great play for a forward when you can run back towards your own goal. It's so dangerous, nothing Campbell Brown could do. And that's such an important goal, just on the verge of three-quarter time. There's a man that went off Tom Murphy. He's not in a good way. Very important goal that was.
So a significant moment in the game just before three-quarter time. Hale against Campbell. Kangas win the clearance. Simpson to Rawlings. And ball's taken by Edwards. Stabs towards Jones. Solid mark though, taken by Ellis. Into the corridor, marked by Campbell. Out wide to Lewis. Gillam kicks in the direction of Young. That's a great mark. Lee Harding. Terrific mark under pressure.
Well, he looks to be running reasonably comfortably, Murphy, but he won't take any further part in this game. Power back to Harding. As we tick down to three-quarter time, margin 17 points. North led by 21 at quarter time, by just 2 at half time. Hawthorn kicked the first goal of the third quarter to lead by 4. But North Melbourne have been able to regain control on the scoreboard. And Jones with the free kick just between wing and half forward.
Just a hard-working player, Corey Jones. He ran about 50 metres to that contest. Gets himself in the play all the time.
Well, ordinary-looking kick, searching for his captain Simpson. Mitchell was hurled, no free kick. Boyle off to Ellis, Lewis, now Gillam, and they get out of trouble. Hawthorn. Hodge to Birchall, sweeping handball to Roughhead, but they'll run out of time. Three-quarter time here at the Dome. This has been a wonderful game of footy, and Roughhead and Pratt getting involved after the siren. Right below us here, right in front of Andy Marr. You there, Andy?
Andy's throwing haymakers.
He's in there. He wants to get involved.
Chris, when I see big blokes like that doing that, I stay well and truly clear, I can assure you.
Three-quarter time at the Dome, and it's North Melbourne by 17 points.
Sensational quarter, Chris. I thought the Hawks had all the momentum there at one stage. Thought the Kangas looked tired, and in true Kangaroo spirit, they found something. They tackled, harassed and pushed hard. Still feel there's a lot of run left in the Hawks, and they may come out with a bit extra at the last quarter. It's going to be a great game.
It certainly is. Looking forward to it. Stay tuned. North by 17 at three-quarter time. Towards Hale, who did a bit of pushing and shoving there to the back. Thomas and Campbell. Now this is exciting. Campbell to Thomas. Vacant goal square. Where will he go? Thompson getting back. It's through. Sensational stuff. Lindsay Thomas.
Three-quarter time. And it's the Kangaroos looking the likely winners. They're 17 points in front of Hawthorn. 12-8 plays 9-9. Jones is the major goal scorer for the Roos. Franklin has also got 3 for the Hawks. Harvey, 22 touches, leads the possession count, while Jordan Lewis, 25, and Sewell, 23, do so for the Hawks. Let's have a look at the rotations. He's had a bit of time on the bench and should be reasonably fresh in this last quarter.
Here's the Kangaroos. David Hale's been in interchange 5 times for a total of 31 minutes rest. McIntosh has been there 5 times, but he has played a huge workload in the ruck, only 25 minutes off the ground. Daniel Wells has only had 16 minutes off the ground despite 5 rotations, and Adam Simpson there has been in interchange 4 times, along with Brent Harvey. The Hawks, I feel as though they're more rested. Robbie Campbell has had a huge amount of time, so he's got plenty of fresh legs. Taylor's got a lot of wind left in his tank. Sewell and also Bateman there as well.
Andy Marr, what's the report on Tom Murphy?
Yeah, it's amazing quarters. They've made a blue, I reckon, Hawthorn here by not taking the stretcher out. Chris O was saying it at the time. He's up and about now, Thomas Murphy, ready to play. Obviously, he can't come back onto the ground because he didn't come off through the interchange. But by the time he got back here, he was up and about, having conversations, lucid, wide-eyed, ready to go. And he got told at three-quarter time that he wasn't able to come back on, and he was really disappointed.
Yeah,
Hawthorn down a man.
At the same time, though, he was out. He was with the Fairies for a couple of minutes. So
the welfare of the players got to be paramount, no doubt about that.
And as I said, they're the very best medical staff AFL club, so they would have made a judgment call there. Hawthorn need the first goal. You suspected they're going to win this contest. It's the Kangas by 17 points. Simpson puts it inside 50. Gillam does the spoiling. Edwards. This would be a handy first up goal into the goal square. And I think it's Campbell who does the spoiling in the end. It was. Robert Campbell for the Hawks. And Guerra gets up very gingerly. It's the Kangas by 18.
Campbell's gone into defence. He's going to pick up Hale.
In fact, it was a throw in, my apologies. So it's still the Kangas by 17. And it's a free kick going Hawthorn's way, and it's going to be taken by Lewis.
Lewis across his defensive goal square to find Birchall. And off to Ladson. Not too much to go to, Rick Ladson. So forced to chip to Osborne dangerously. Brown destroys the footy. Sewell's handball chopped off by Hale. He got a second go of it. Well done, Hale, a second time. Jones is desperate. Off to Harris. Now Edwards. Wheels back and concedes ground back to Power. Power kick towards full forward. And Jones a chance here, but Guerra in the way. And what's going to happen here?
Legged.
And a free kick will come back to Brent Guerra.
I think Alistair Clarkson, as we have a look at Brent Guerra copping one in the face, Alistair Clarkson copping one and a second one, if you don't mind. They've got to attack more through the corridor, the Hawks, and take a risk. Here's Birchall now.
Birchall over to Osborne. Goes inboard to Sewell. He's got Franklin on long, and he kicks in that direction. Boyle's there too. Franklin flies high, can't take the mark. And numbers at the ball are all with the Kangaroos, and Petrie clears comfortably, and a good kick too as he finds Edwards. Boyle's down hurt too. Hawks are running out of men.
They didn't score then, quarters, but it's a better build-up. They attack back through the corridor. Long, strong ball. They'll kick goals if they keep doing that.
To half forward. Hale. High ball into the pocket. It's out on the full.
And at three-quarter time, interesting that Hawthorn $2.75 to win the game. North $1.40 according to TAB Sportsbet. So the bookies, well, they've written the Hawks off at three-quarter time. Or is that the punters?
He looks sore, Tim Boyle, coming off.
And Tim Boyle does not enjoy playing at the Telstra Dome. He's only kicked 4 goals in 6 games here at the Dome before today. It's not a happy hunting ground, and he's been carried off, and it looks like his day's over too.
Play on, yours.
Guerra. He's got a couple of heavy knocks also to Ladson.
That's a better kick back through the corridor. Play on now.
He doesn't have a lot of runners though supporting him. Guerra's, he's hardly can raise a canter, so Taylor's going to have to kick long.
It's too slow.
Looks very sore, Brent Guerra. He kicks it in the Franklin direction. Lewis is in there. Gibson. Over to Brown. And they got all the answers at the moment, the Roos. Simpson back to Brown. Caught in 2 minds, eventually released to Petrie. Now Rawlings, who goes straight down the guts. Campbell dropped the mark. Here's danger for the Hawks. Gillam's in there. Ladson's got the leg speed. And he handballs to Brown, who goes up the middle also. There's 3 Hawks there. Hodge out wide to Roughhead.
And Roughhead marks on centre wing. Plenty of space. He's got an option short. He uses it. Taylor.
Franklin's one-on-one. This is the footy now. You've got to get in quick. Give him a chance.
Well, he finally realises Simon Taylor and kicks it high in the Franklin direction. And a free kick. It's the rules the way they stand at the moment just make it so difficult for an undersized defender to spoil, and the free kick given away.
Hence why the Hawks have got to get the foot in there quick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get in front. Either Lamarcus or get a free kick.
Yep.
And even then, Taylor just took 5 extra seconds and nearly gave the Kangaroo defenders time to get back and make it 2-on-1. Give the superstar a chance.
3 goals 3 this afternoon for Lance Franklin. So just 25 metres from goal, but angle about 60 degrees, as you can see. But he is in the right forward pocket. Will suit his left, but he drills it. And the Hawks back to it in 11. He's kicked 4.
Hawthorn needed the first goal of the last quarter, and it's got it. Kangaroos by 11. Franklin's kick 4. McIntosh against Taylor. Taylor the tap. Harris, the clearance specialist, couldn't get it out that time. Hodge. Good tackle, holding the ball. No, umpire will bounce.
Great move getting Hodge into the centre square. He's played a fair bit of the game up forward. He's a man that can just get the Hawks right back into this contest. There he is.
Give that one to McIntosh. Sewell again.
Well
broke the
played.
tackle. What a day he has had. To Tuck to Birchall. Oh, here's a loose man on at half forward. It's Jordan Lewis who can play on and get it long to Franklin. Should have got it moving more quickly.
He's there.
And now he waits, and then they get numbers back, so he'll have to go short and sideways. Had the opportunity. Now Hodge to Guerra. To Franklin. Good hands, and he's within range.
Well, in the end, it's worked out fine, and the hands from Franklin were superb. But you called it quarters. We could look at the slow play. He was down there on his own. Have a look at this lead. Just glides across the ground, and those hands are just absolutely superb.
So this is a big ask for Lance Franklin, but still well within his range. He's kick 4. Kangaroos by 11. Dean Laidley watches on. Josh Gibson on the mark. What can Buddy do? He's going to miss, and he might miss everything here. It's just sneaked home for 1 point. 10-point ball game. Kangaroos lead. Plenty of time left in the final quarter. 4-4 to Franklin.
Saw Buddy in that final against the Crows in this similar situation. He kicked 7 that day and won the game, and he looms as the player capable of doing it again today.
Pratt kicks into Ferrito. Franklin stands the mark. Harding is loose at half back. And eventually Frito sees him and goes to him. Great to see Lee Harding back. Knee reconstruction in 06. Played the second half of last year in the VFL, but back in this Kangaroo outfit in 2008. Big lead from Hale and hands in the back. So North Melbourne free kick against Taylor. It'll be taken by Hale. Taylor doesn't stop to argue. Wants to get back and get the numbers back. Short to Simpson. Back to Hale. Oh, gee, I don't know about that. Oh, Hale,
missed the tackle.
If you don't mind. And then dribbles it towards Harvey, who overruns it. And they botched that up, North Melbourne. Brown back to Guerra. And they can reload here, although not much on, so he's forced to go back to Brown. He picks out Roughhead just backward of the wing.
Roughhead short to Osborne. And he kicks it along the boundary line, looking for Bateman. Well done by Petrie. Size one out there, and he sees it over the line. 39,816 here today. Terrific crowd for a Saturday afternoon. So 40,000 watching a very tight contest. Mitchell, good hands to Sewell to Roughhead. Ordinary handball, turnover. There's been a lot of turnovers for the Hawks today. The Kangaroos' pressure's been outstanding. Attacking it is Campbell. The big fella did well. He eventually gets to Kine bounce, and he bangs it on the boot, but it's all Kangaroos deep in defence. Franklin somehow got the ball. Great tackle. Magnificent tackle from Josh Gibson just when Buddy looked like he was going to throw it on the left. And that is a goal-saving tackle if ever I've seen one. He was away, wasn't he?
Oh, it's going to be a goal. Great tackle. Having a laugh there, buddy.
So Pratt in the back pocket. 10 points the margin. It's been a game played with great intensity. Gibson. Target. Brent Harvey. The target was Petrie, but Brent Harvey in from the side. The spectacular mark. And he's got it between halfback and wing for North Melbourne. That's what's ahead of him. Edwards wants it long. He decides to go shorter than that towards Hale. Taylor, the effective spoil, down to Ladson. Numbers at the 4 with Hawthorn. Young. Corralled by Jones. Ellis looking for an out. Finds it in tuck. Swallow applies the tackle. Back to Taylor. Petrie wraps him up, going nowhere. Good tackle. Umpire says,
Oh, that's a gee whiz.
I was watching the umpire. He was going to cross himself. Then all of a sudden he changed his mind at the last second. Long to the top of the goal square. Franklin, the fist from the North Melbourne defence, through for a behind. So margin back to 9 points.
Gee, that was a tough call. That's a great mark too by Harvey. Well, you can feel the tension of the ground. You can really feel it. North Melbourne hanging on. They lead by 9. We're not even at the halfway mark of the last quarter, so heaps and heaps of time left.
And
Who's got the legs?
Hawthorn's coming with 2 blokes on the bench and 2 blokes on the ground injured at the moment. This is a mighty fight back by them.
And remember, they were sore coming into the game. They had a big trip over in the west. So the odds are stacked in the Kangaroos' favour. Here's Tom Murphy. Got KO'd by Nathan Thompson, accidentally, I might add.
It's an interesting stat on screen. Mark's play on Hawthorn 49% of the time for a mark play on. And that's what they need to keep doing.
Bateman into the pocket, Franklin. Now, is it out of bounds? I reckon it is. He took it on the second bite, he went over the line.
I hadn't played it.
Yep,
No.
good call from the umpires. So we've got a throw in. Oh, gee, that's a free kick to Hawthorn. Roughhead's in range, and he will have a shot and line up for his third. He missed an easy one in the third quarter, Roughhead, but he's well within range. And if he kicks this, it's 3 points the difference. Oh, gee, that was Osborne on Swallow. So Roughhead. Goal.
Oh dear. Look at that. North Melbourne in front for almost the entire game. And Hawthorn fans getting to their feet. They can sense the recovery. The only 2 goals of this final quarter, both kicked by the Hawks. McIntosh, Hodge tracks it to Bateman. Mitchell just pumps it deep. Chance here at the back for Osborne. Well done, Watt showed great strength. Loops the handball to Petrie, who almost threw it out. Chance for Pratt. Hunt up against the line at half-back. Kicks towards Jones. Now a chance here for Harvey. Blistering speed. Needs a shepherd from Simpson and got it. Brent Harvey, can he find a target? Thompson couldn't hold on. At the back, chance for Shannon Grant. Around one. Couldn't get around Campbell, though. And he's been pinged. He did all the hard work, Shannon Grant. Got around the first tackler. Absolutely. Wasn't aware that big Robbie Campbell was stalking him from behind.
He executed that tackle really well, didn't he? I mean, it could have been lazy and ridden him into the ground, but it was a smart bit of play. He's gone into defence, Campbell. Might even be picking up Nathan Thompson, which is a big move.
Kicks in the Taylor direction. He's outnumbered here. Jones lost his feet, though. Harris. Clever little handball. McIntosh. Can the big fella bend down and pick it up? He can, but his handball's intercepted by Tuck. It's out on the full. It came off Tuck's boot. It's a free kick. A fortuitous one, but I'm sure the Kangaroos are happy to accept it. So Harris has got it. Past the halfway mark of the final quarter. Round 3, the rivalry round. And this game has lived up to expectation.
Jeez, he's got strong hands for a little man, hasn't he?
Nathan Thompson looking to lead. Harvey, 25th disposal. Sells the dummy to Ladson. Runs to half forward, kicks it to the hot spot. Edwards up high, couldn't take it. Brown roves the pack and kicks a goal.
North Melbourne by 9. Second goal for the afternoon to Lee Brown, who was out of sorts, out of favour late last season. He's back in the team, played a good game last week, and he's made a significant contribution this afternoon. Brown again, backed himself to Campbell, to Harris. Hot on his heels is Rioli. Oh, Harvey's everywhere. Disposal number 26 back to Harding. Kicks in the Brown direction. He'll get there. Good tackle by Ladson, and we'll have a throw in. Bit of respite for everyone here at Telstra Dome.
And down the other end, there's Josh Gibson and Buddy Franklin. Look at the space. Message has gone out. Give him as much room as you possibly can. That's the Hawks' best chance.
McIntosh in front. Chance for Hodge. Good little handball by Hodge through the congestion to Tuck. Now Bateman.
Franklin one-on-one.
Here we go. Deep. Kick goes towards Osborne, and what? Osborne nearly, but he keeps his feet. Michael Osborne from 30 metres lines them up and drills it.
Hawks won't lie down, but it's still North Melbourne in front by 3. 17.5 minutes ticked over in the final term.
Massive centre clearance coming up.
It'll be McIntosh versus Taylor. McIntosh comfortably. Hacked off the ground by Simpson. Brown wrestles at half forward with Campbell. Fall of the ball is Shannon Grant. Great tackle by Sewell. He releases Grant. Taylor on hands and knees fed it out. Only as far as Rawlings. Threw it on the boot. Here's a one-on-one contest. Almost the impossible mark taken by Harvey. He's over the footy. Umpire lets it go. He's still over the footy. Umpire's there. What's he going to do? He's going to bounce. 50 out from the Kangas' goal.
There's Sam Mitchell. He's only had 13 disposals. His opponent, Adam Simpson, has been fantastic. He's the best stoppage player going around just about. So here's Simpson. They need Mitchell to win a couple of clearances to win this game.
Rawlings is looking after Hodge. It's Roughhead in the ruck. Poor bounce from the umpire. Spills to Lewis. Little give to Tuck. Now to Ellis. Players peel off. One of them is Osborne. He's kicked three. Franklin's the leads on in the pocket. Can Franklin get there? Well played, Gibson.
Interchanges in this final term. 16 to North Melbourne, 9 to Hawthorn. Of course, the Hawks restricted with Thomas Murphy not being able to come back onto the ground. Roughhead down to Sewell. Handball beyond Tuck to Ellis. Kick smothered. Well done, Simpson. Spills though to Rioli. Rioli with blistering speed. Oh, don't tell me. He kicks across the face and offline. I thought for a moment, a brief moment, he had drilled it. Wasn't to be. Margin 2 points.
How good was that change of plays? He just put the up. Look at this.
The afterburners.
Oh, and I need to go a bit quicker here. That is lightning.
Couldn't finish off his good work, and the Kangaroos still in front. North Melbourne by 2. McIntosh is being told to go. Pops it up. Edwards has got to make some ground. He can't, and the mark's taken by Ellis. He goes into the corridor. There's Hawks everywhere. Sewell. Mitchell. A long lead by Franklin, who was being held. Umpire was there. Let it go. Franklin on the second bite. Kept his feet. But he breaks the tackle. Sells the dummy. He's in trouble now. Forced a handball to Taylor. Hawks still got possession. Lewis into the hot spot. Hodges there. He can't get the footy. Cyril Rioli pounces. Overruns it. Kangaroos numbers deep. Will they concede the point? No, they won't. Harding's caught high. Oh, some more spike for the Roos right on the line.
Hasn't the game just gone up another level? Not much time left on the clock, and the intensity has just gone through the roof.
Kick comes out to McIntosh from Harding. And not much movement from North Melbourne at the moment. So McIntosh forced to kick long, very close to the line, and I think it's over on the full. It is. So Hawthorn free kick.
Put his hands up in the air, and then McIntosh said there was nothing for me to kick to.
And he was right. So Brown with the free kick. Hawthorn, just despite the fact they're restricted on the interchange bench, continuing to surge. Ellis got it from Brown. Now he goes way back to centre half back, but Gillam can play on and perhaps set something up here. Kicks wide towards Lewis and Harvey. Harvey did enough. Keeps his feet, Brent Harvey. Been one of the best on the ground. Short to Jones. Now this is a chance here for North Melbourne. He's got hard running from Shannon Grant, but getting across Campbell. Sensational stuff that. And Campbell relieves the pressure. Short kick to Osborne.
It is a nail biter. 5 to go. North Melbourne in the rivalry round. Lead their arch rivals from the 70s, the Hawks, by 2. Roughhead short to Birchall. Birchall along the lines to the great lead from Bateman. Bateman will get it going quickly. The lead's on from Franklin. Buddy Franklin can't take the mark. Beautifully done. I think it was Corey Jones. No, it was Simpson. Now he's tackled by Rioli. He lost the ball. Umpire let it go. Taylor, Sewell, Rioli, Franklin, Franklin, Franklin! Five to Franklin. Hawthorn in front by 4.
It was a great contested footy won by Simon Taylor. He put his head over the ball. Cyril Rioli across to Franklin, and when you need the man, he just stands up every time. He's kicked 5.
So now, what can the Kangaroos muster here? Thompson in the ruck, Travis Tuck. Well, it took a long time to get rid of it, and then didn't dispose of it correctly. Thomas got to come back. So, just for the second time in the match, Hawthorn find themselves in front. Wells with the free kick across the ground to Harding. Into the final 5 minutes of game time. Harding, probing kick towards Jones at the back, but in front. Campbell Brown with a very good vertical leap has marked. He kicks across the ground to Sewell. Dean Laidley. Well, his side has led for much of the day. Birchall, and now Young. Hawthorn in control for the moment. We've seen it change a few times during the course of the afternoon, though. Lewis.
Saying, Mike, there's still a long way to go before you shouldn't really be icing the clock right now. There's still a fair bit of game time left.
Kicks wide towards Taylor. He's got to beat Wells, and Wells did well enough just to prevent him from marking. Boundary throw in half forward for Hawthorn.
What's the mindset in the modern game now for Hawthorn now they're in front? Is it too early to ice?
Oh, I think they need to keep scoring again. It's a one-goal margin, and there's the quarter, the length of the quarter, so there's plenty of time to score.
Harris, good hands to Simpson, who bangs it up high to the wing. Edwards is outnumbered, got the front posse, had it fisted away. Tuck. Did he have it? No. Umpire said play on. Now Jones lays the tackle. Tuck did it cleverly in the end, just managed to get it over the line for a throw-in. So throw-in slightly in Hawthorn's attacking half. Hawthorn lead by 4. 40,000 here today at the Dome. Gillen with his head over the footy. And has got the free kick.
They just become so important, the stoppages this time of the game.
So Gillen, his kick finds Ladson, and the Hawks are in no hurry. But we still should have about 4 or 5 minutes left. So Ladson's told to go. He kicks into the pocket. Franklin's there, so is Roughhead. In fact, it's Hodge. Hodge from the side. He's kicked to Roughhead. He's got the best position, and he's taken the mark in the goal square, or just outside. And if he kicks this goal, you think the Hawks are home.
Such a clever kick that was from Luke Hodge. He sums the game up. He's got such a natural feel for the contest. Worked out the Roughhead was in the best spot. The kick was just perfect.
Hawthorn in front by 10. Roughhead's got 4.
Still enough time for the Kangas. They've got to win this centre clearance. And it looks as though Nathan Thompson's coming in to take the centre square bounce. So they need to win this one. I love this kick from Hodge. It was just so clever. He summed it up so well. Kangaroos have led for most of the day. And now they've gone to Nathan Thompson in the centre square to win them a clearance, get themselves back into this contest. Here he is.
Marks for the quarter, 29-14, Hawthorn's way. Darren Buick in the foreground, Dean Laidley at the back. 10 points now the advantage to Hawthorn. Kangaroos need a centre clearance. Thompson versus Taylor. Thompson gets it down. Little fumble from Rawlings. Taylor feeds it back to Mitchell. Back to Sewell. And now to Hodge. They're controlling things at the moment. Wide to Ladson, who marks on centre wing. He's got a loose player forward of the play. It's Tuck. And Travis Tuck marks between wing and half forward. There's Franklin and Gibson. Tuck. Off to Sewell. Sewell drives it long towards the Franklin direction at the back. Chance mark taken by Lewis, but there's a free kick. No, it's play on. It's a goal to Hawthorn.
Not quite sure what happened there,
Lewis took the mark, and Lewis only stopped because he thought he might have been penalised for hands in the back. He wasn't, so he went on and kicked the goal. He took the mark. He thought he might have been penalised for hands in the back. He thought he was going to be pinned.
That's because he pushed out his opponent, Ferrito. No wonder he thought he was going to be penalised.
Is that the most anticlimactic sealer you've ever seen kicked?
That was weird.
He's not a great poker player, Jordan Lewis, is he? Because he's given himself up and just said, look, I pushed him. Umpire said play on.
Well, gee, it makes it tough now for North Melbourne.
Hawks by 16. It's a free kick to Brady Rawlings for a hold.
Yeah, Brady Rawlings, straight back. Here's the mark.
So Rawlings right in the middle of the dome. He'll just have to kick it long and hope for the best. Edwards sets himself. At the fall, the ball is young for the Hawks. Out wide, and the diving mark's taken by Rioli.
Hold there. Wait for it.
Hawks have kicked 6 goals to 1 in the last quarter. They work it to the 50. Mitchell, he's had a very quiet day by his lofty standards.
Full credit to that man there on screen, Adam Simpson. He's been able to take Sam Mitchell out of the contest.
15 touches. His average this year is 31 as Bateman comes off for the Hawks. And Birchall comes back on.
Just indicating to the bench, Chance Bateman, that he's got a bit of a groin problem there. Hopefully it's just a cramp. As you can see there, he's working on it himself, rather agriculturally.
50 out from the Hawks' goal. This is Power. He's all wrapped up by Sewell. Umpire will bounce. Well, it's a win of great character, Luke. Couple of men down, coming back from Perth. Under the pump at three-quarter time, down by 17. It's another promising sign, isn't it?
It's a great effort. I thought the Kangaroos have been outstanding, thrown everything at them, and this side has responded.
That is a tremendous victory from the Hawks. So the Hawks, a 33-point turnaround in the last quarter, and Andy Marr is with Luke Hodge.
Thanks very much, Quarters. That is a remarkable win.
Yeah, it was. It was a bad start by the boys, but we knew North were going to come out firing. They're a great side, and it was good to regroup and finish off with the win.
You want to see character in a footy team. We saw it today. 2 blokes down, injured. 2 sore blokes, Stokes and Guerra, out on the ground. Down at three-quarter time. Character in abundance.
Yeah, it is. It was a bit disappointing early, but the way, look, for Robbie Campbell, he did it round 1 when Crady went down, and for him to go back and play it full back again was superb. And just for all the midfielders to step up again when they needed to, which is unreal.
Was there some kind of jet lag the week after from the trip to Perth? Is that what you put the first quarter down to?
Not really. North were just a lot harder at the ball. They were superb in the first quarter, and it showed by the scoreboard how good they were. But we knew if we could stick with them and try and run them out, our fitness would come out.
And harder the footy and winning those contested ball, which you didn't do in the first quarter. It looks like the hallmark of this team. That's what you guys pride yourself on.
Yeah, well, I think, as I said, North has set the benchmark, and we had to match them, and we did the last 3 quarters, so it was all right.
Awesome win. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Back to you, Quarters.
How about these for some stats in the last quarter, Luke? Disposals, Hawthorn 104, Kangaroos 60. Clearances 12-6 in Hawthorn's favour, and marks 44-14.
Yeah, it was an absolute smashing in the last quarter, and as you said, it was great character. They had 2 men down. Andy Marr just spoke about a couple of others that were also not 100%. This is a great side, make no mistake about that. The 3-zip going particularly well, and they will challenge right up the top of the ladder this year. I've got no doubt about that.
Well, let's go back to Andy Marr, who has got a young Hawk just playing his 3rd game of footy.
Mate, how did that feel? A thriller in front of 40,000 people coming from a seemingly no good position. Unbelievable win.
It was amazing. We came back and fought pretty well. You know, the Kangaroos had us, so we fought back pretty well. So, yeah.
And your mate Stokesy got hurt, but you and Tucky, the young blokes in the side, did some important stuff late in the game. You want to be involved when the game's on the line like that?
Oh, yeah, but mostly, during the whole game. But, it's good for us to come out and do what he did, so yeah, it was good.
The first year in, you must be loving it, yeah?
Oh, yeah, loving it. Loving every bit of it. The crowd is great. The players down at the club, it's good.
Good on you, Cyril. Well done.
Thanks.
Back to you, boys.
Surioli there. I haven't seen him being interviewed before. It might have been his television debut.
I think it was, and he's such an exciting player, Quarters. He's got so much skill and talent. It's a great find for the Hawks. He chases and tackles, and I just absolutely love the way he plays.
Magnificent game of footy in front of 40,000 at the Telstra Dome. Hawthorn have come from 17 points down at three-quarter time to win by 16. We'll wrap it up after the break. Well, Hawthorn have come from 17 points down at three-quarter time. They've kicked 6 goals to 1 in the last quarter to win by 16 in a great game of footy. Both teams should be complimented. 15-12, 102 the Hawks. 13-8, 86 the Kangaroos. The Roos in front for most of the contest, but not when it counted. Lance Franklin, 5 goals, 4. He's kicked 15 goals for the season now. Roughhead chimed in with 4. Osborne continues his good form to start the season with 3. While for the Kangaroos, their major goal scorers, 3 to Jones and 2 apiece to Brown and Grant. Well, as I said, they were in front for most of the day, but not when it counted. But that was a win of great character from the Hawks. It's got to be said. They looked in trouble at three-quarter time with their injuries.
Yeah, absolutely. A massive character-building win. They, at times, I didn't think played that well. As you look at... That was young Thomas Murphy. He got absolutely poleaxed. They ended up not taking him off through the interchange, so he took no further part. But I think he was fairly well concussed. Pretty courageous effort. And he had the job on Corey Jones. At times he got beaten, but he's going to be a good player for them.
And Stokes also got injured, as did Boyle, so they also went off for the rest of the match. So they were virtually 3 down.
And then to come out and play the way they did in the last quarter. Stokes obviously going down didn't take a lot of part in the last quarter, and to come out and run away was just a magnificent effort from the Hawks.
So at three-quarter time, I mean, you knew it wasn't over. You sensed something was going to happen, but a 17-point buffer was very handy for the Kangaroos. But what happened to them in the last quarter?
Yeah, their run stopped, and it was these forwards. I mean, I don't think Franklin's actually had a massive day. He still kicked 5 goals at times.
Yep, 9 shots at goal. Yeah.
Double-teamed and triple-teamed. And Jared Rufford as well finished with 4, but you wouldn't say it was a domineering display at all by either one of those guys. But that's a great side going forward. They got their forward structure a bit better. Osborne was able to kick this goal, managed to get a bit more space in a few one-on-one contests, and in the end it was just the raw talent, Franklin and Roughhead. And this was the 5th goal that he kicked that sealed the match. And he's just such an electric player. You love coming to the footy to watch him play.
Saul, I thought, was just about best on ground today.
Started quietly, didn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of possession early, and that was the goal from Lewis. I think he thought he pushed
I think we all did.
His opponent in the back, but managed to kick the goal in the end.
Well, Luke Hodge, by his standards, only the 17 touches. How did you see his game?
Yeah, it wasn't a massive game for him. He played a lot down forward, but when it counted, just a couple of classy possessions. You know how clever he is around goal. A chip kick in the end over the top of the rough. It was just so smart. His feel for the game is just incredible, and that goal then just showed poise. And you know, a good sign. Not an outstanding game from their best players. Mitchell was quiet. Hodge wasn't at his best, and they still managed to run away with a fantastic win.
So that's the story from Luke Hodge. And Franklin, as you said, he had 9 shots at goal, 5 goals for, but still, that's a very valuable contribution by anyone's stretch.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to get used to opposition sides doing a heap of homework, trying to force him wide. Here he is again. He got 2 opponents, beats them both. They forced him out wide, made sure that the corridor was manned up at all occasions, and yet just doesn't need much space. Look at that. I mean, it's just so much skill and poise. Gets around opponents, fends them off, and you know what a magnificent kick he is.
Can you compare him to another player you've seen in your time?
Look, he's probably just, at the moment, I can't think of a more damaging, more dangerous player. He's still so young in his career, and there isn't a great matchup in the AFL for him. You don't look to a side and say someone's going to go really well against him. So exciting.
Another break from the Dome. The Hawks home by 16 points. Different scene in the Kangaroos' rooms. As I said, they led most of the day, but not when it counted. Hawthorn home by 16 points. For Hawthorn, I guess Crawford's due back next week, and probably Williams will get a game too. So they've got a bit of depth now too, the Hawks.
Yeah, and also full credit to the Kangaroos, because I thought they put in a magnificent effort. They set up really well, competed as hard as they could.
That'll hurt that loss, won't it?
It will, because they threw everything at it, played well, and in the end got beaten by a better side.
So, well, they've got a batter up next week.
Yeah, I'm not, again, they've got a lot of depth. They play hard, but that's a really hard loss for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, take a lot of sting out of their tail. The Hawks next week have got Adelaide, so another big test for them. Hope you enjoyed the action. It was a cracking game in front of 40,000 at the Dome. The Hawks the winners. Good night.